listening to the Valpo Sports Radio Network, home of Valparaiso Beacon Athletics.
Saki to Kaiser. Kaiser driving. He dumped it underneath Gordon. Laid it in. 3 seconds to go. It's Clemens in the backcourt. Clemens will have to launch from half court. No good. And Valpo wins it. Aaron Gordon at the John Kaiser assist.
From kickoff of football season to Arch Madness, the Valpo Sports Radio Network brings you every thrilling moment for the Brown and Gold.
Taken away by Morgan, gives to Edwards in transition, goes on the glass, and a monster one-handed poster. Oh my goodness, Sheldon Edwards, you are incredible.
On air at 95.1 FM and streaming live at thesource95.com. You're listening to the Valpo Sports Radio Network.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We're live from the Athletics Recreational Center here on the campus of Valparaiso University for tonight's women's basketball Missouri Valley Conference matchup, featuring the visiting team on the scoreboard, the 7-4 University of Northern Iowa Panthers, who are coached by Tanya Warren, who's in her 14th official season at UNI. And the home team, the 2-11 Valparaiso Lady Beacons, who are coached by Mary Evans, who is in her 4th season as a head coach of the Beacons. Hello once again, everyone. I'm Zach Collins. We're just about 25 minutes away from tip-off, and now we'll start here with the Northwest Health Women's Basketball pregame show right here on the Valpo Sports Radio Network. First, welcome to the Women's Missouri Valley Conference matchup here in Valparaiso. This is the first opener here in Valparaiso for the women's team. They have played a couple other matchups as they're 0-2 in MVC play, losing their last game to the Missouri State Bears. That was taking place in Missouri State as well. So welcome to one of the first matchups here for Valley play here in Valparaiso. And it wouldn't be a conference home opener without talking about the last game for the Beacons, which was, of course, as I mentioned, against Missouri State. At the end of the first, the Bears are up 12-5. Valpo actually rallied to tie the game in the second quarter, which then closed a 12-3 run, including a buzzer-beating three-pointer to take a 30-21 lead into halftime against really one of the best teams in the country. They're really close to being ranked in the top 25. They're in the top 30 currently right now in terms of rankings by coaches, by the entire National League itself, and by other sources as well. So definitely Missouri State, a very good team. It's good to be up, of course, at half against a Missouri State Bears team that last season was ranked number 23 and just continued to run in the tournament last year for the women's side of things. Olivia Brown really was a name of the game for the Beacons. She actually put a stop to the Lady Bears' momentum with 3-pointers over the stretch of 3 minutes. And then Caitlin Morrison connected on a triple inside the final minute of the period. Valpo's 13 points with 10 minutes remaining. Missouri State eventually on their first possession of fourth quarter scored with an easy bucket. Valpo eventually came right back with a downtown bucket from Brown, but in the midst of getting 4 consecutive defensive stops, converted offensively in an earnest basket, and Frederick's three-pointer to close the gap 54-46. 6 minutes and 36 seconds to play. Something this Valpo team hasn't done very much is really close those leads that other teams have on them. They're able to really do that and kind of flip the script there in the fourth quarter. The Lady Bears eventually scored on their next trip, however, to push their lead up by 12. The Beacons cut it down to single digits once more with a pair of white free throws with 4 minutes and 41 seconds remaining, but MSU scored on each of the next 3 possessions, and Valpo could get no closer in that contest as they lost 74-62 at Missouri State. And, of course, we'd like to remind you that the Valparaiso Women's Basketball pregame show is brought to you by Hungry Howie's, First Source Bank, Allegis Credit Union, Culver's, Holiday Inn Express, Lakeshore Bone and Joint, Royal Excursions, Wings Etc., Bud Light, Berkshire Hathaway, Highland & Feller, Pepsi, Terry's Discount Windows, and Ticket Smarter. And once again, you're listening to the Northwest Health Women's Basketball pregame show right here on the Valpo Sports Radio Network. Continuing with the last game against Missouri State, junior transfer, as I mentioned, Olivia Brown posted by far her best game in a Valpo uniform to date. As the junior went 8 of 10 from the field and was 5 for 6 from behind the arc with a game-high 21 points. Is also the player of the game for the Beacons in that contest. It was actually the 4th 20-plus point effort of her career, but her first in a brown and gold jersey. Shea Frederick also added 14 points and went 4 of 6 from the three-point range, setting a season high for made triples. But with those hard-fought efforts, it just wasn't enough. Lady Bears were able, as I mentioned, to come out victorious in that game, 74 62, the final score there. That actually put Valpo at their second loss of the season in terms of Valley play, and their 11th loss of the season as well overall. But hey, let's look at the positive. Let's go over to the series between the Panthers and the Beacons as well. UNI does hold an 8-4 advantage in the all-time series over Valpo, most of which has been contested since Valpo joined the Valley. It's pretty much a back-and-forth play. Valpo play UNI, they'll win at UNI. UNI will come here, UNI will beat the Beacons. Same thing, vice versa. Things will just happen, and that's how these teams have really matched up against one another. It's just pretty much back-and-forth play. As UNI wins, Valpo will win the next game. So it's pretty much back-and-forth action. In the last meeting between these two teams, they played 2 games straight, as last year the Valley decided that it'd be best for teams to play consecutive games. So one team would travel to play 2 games and get both conference games out of the way, rather than how it is split up this year. Valpo will travel UNI later this season. UNI travels here, so you can get both a home court advantage and the other team can get a home court advantage as well. That's how it's mostly worked for the last few decades, as I've seen. And as well, looking at last year, January 7th and 8th, Valpo did win the first contest 63-56, and as I mentioned, flipping the script the next game, UNI took that one 79-71. Both of those games were here in the Athletics Recreational Center. I did call both of those games last season as well. Both were very good games, very well contested. Valpo played tough. UNI played tougher in that second game, but Valpo really came out with light shooting out and just played an extensively well contest in that game. Lately, the Panthers and Beacons, as I mentioned, had split series. UNI winning 6 in a row from 2006 to 2020, with that last game coming for the Beacons in that win. That was the game that split things off. The series has now been really just going back and forth. Valpo is at a 4-3 advantage in games played here at the Arc, of course, with the 1 win and the 1 loss coming in the games last season as well. And last season, as I mentioned, they split the series. Frederick had 20 points, 7 rebounds, and 6 assists to lead Valpo to the victory in that opener as well of the series. And looking at it as well, she also had 26 to go with 19 from Carrie Wyman and 16 from Grace White in the second game. Valpo did fall in that game, but you have 3 players scoring in double digits isn't something that we've seen much out of this current Valpo team this year. A lot of the thing that we're seeing this year is we're seeing 2 players score, 20-plus points, but the rest of the team, in single digits. So Valpo's really going to have to balance out their scoring here today if they really want to compete against this good UNI Panthers team. A couple of interesting things about UNI before we get to our break. This is actually their first return back to action on Friday since taking a pause in their season. It'll actually be 19 days when UNI last played in a regular season game, which is actually the longest since a 19-day pause in the 1992 and 1993 season as well. So UNI, they have not played basketball in quite some time due to health and safety regulations to their games being canceled overall. And both of those games against Indiana State and the other being against Evansville. And so just because of health and safety regulations lately, it's the world we live in, and sometimes you can't get all the games you want in here, but they have not played in a Valley contest yet so far this season, as they're 0-0. Valpo has played in 2, so it'll be interesting to see how both of these teams match up here today, especially UNI. They're well rested now over 19 days span, but at the same time, how much basketball have they been playing? How much have they been able to practice due to these health and safety regulations? What girls are able to play? What girls are not able to play? And of course, we'll get into that here after the break, as when we return, we'll talk more about the Panthers and the Beacons, keys to the game, conference standings, and the starting lineups. Then we'll eventually talk to the head coach of the Lady Beacons, Mary Evans, either in the pregame or the postgame of this contest. And the tip-off will follow soon after, so stay tuned. You're listening to the home of Valpo Beacons basketball here on the Valpo Sports Radio Network. We'll be back in 3 minutes.
You work hard for your money. We know you do. With that same work ethic, Allegiance Credit Union has been serving the very same hard-working Northwest Indiana community residents for over 50 years. There is no better place to go for your financial needs, such as new and used vehicle loans, personal loans, Visa credit cards, and home equity loans. We are here to help you get that loan you deserve. Make it easy by simply applying for your loan online at allegis.org or stop into the Allegis office nearest you. Not only can Allegis offer affordable payments, but also extra benefits, such as a fast application process and no payments for 90 days. Come to a place where we take care of hardworking community people like you. Visit allegis.org for more information today. That is allegis.org. Contact Allegis for more information on the 90-day no payment option. Membership required for loan disbursement.
You trained for this all year. Endless hours of cardio, conditioning, and weights. And now you are ready. Ready to trek back to your seat from the concession stand. Through the lines, lost fans, and that mascot who wants you to do a little dancey dance, all without spilling a drop of your ice-cold Bud Light. Welcome back to football, sports fans.
There's no need to fear. The First Source Bank mobile app is here. As fast as a mobile deposit. Built to pay bills instantaneously. Powered to balance budgets. And with a simple tap, a call is placed for that personal touch. All this power is disguised as a mild-mannered app on your phone, ready to fight for your financial freedom.
Do you hear that? That's the sound of Hungry Howie's hot, real mozzarella cheese melting over a bed of dough made fresh today. And flavored crust loaded with any combination of our mouth-watering flavored crust flavors. You probably didn't think Irresistible had a sound. Well, it does now. Now get a meal deal for any budget starting at the irresistible price of just $5.99.
Hungry?
Howie's! Preferred 4-1 over any other orthopedic practice in the region, Lakeshore Bone and Joint Institute offers the specialized bone, joint, and muscle care needed to keep you in motion. Our world-class providers serve as the official team physicians for Valparaiso University, and we have proudly delivered specialized, experienced care throughout Northwest Indiana for more than 50 years. To learn more about Lakeshore Bone and Joint Institute, visit lbji.com.
Live on WVUR 95.1 and streaming at WVURTheSource.com, you're listening to the Valpo Sports Radio Network. And we are back here in the Athletics Recreational Center. I'm Zach Collins. We'll continue here on the Northwest Health Women's Basketball pregame show right here on the Valpo Sports Radio Network. Let's talk about the Valley in some of this week's games, which are brought to you by IBEW, the Powering America team of Northwest Indiana. One game that's actually currently taking place and is at the halftime period is the Illinois State Redbirds taking on the Indiana State Sycamores. Illinois State is up 37-23. That game is in Indiana State as well. A couple of other games taking place in Valley play today at 6 o'clock, of course. This game will be Northern Iowa and Valparaiso, as well as Drake and Loyola Chicago, and Bradley and Evansville. And one game that was postponed today is Southern Illinois and Missouri State due to health and safety regulations. So hopefully we can get those games back up and playing. Hopefully we won't see too many more postponed games here as well in the Valley. But lots of games to talk about here as all three are at 6 o'clock, and we'll be sure to keep you updated with the scores that are currently happening in Valley play as well as around the league in the top 25 for women's college basketball. There's a couple of games that are taking place today is Washington State taking on number 4 Arizona at 7 o'clock, and at 9 o'clock Oregon taking on number 2 Stanford, as well as a postponed game of number 11 UConn was supposed to take on Villanova. That's also canceled due to health and safety regulations, so just 2 games there. And the top 25 for the women's side of college basketball. Let's look at the Panthers, as this is a team that is actually mostly out of Iowa. Over 12 players on the roster actually playing their home games in their home state. And 5 players out of those 12 are actually from that same high school. And those players went to Cedar Falls High School. 4 of them mostly play and get action on the floor, and the other 5th does not. But also you have a pair of sisters who went to the same high school, which is Cedar Falls High School. You got 3 other players that also played here at Cedar Falls and was a team that went to state in every year that they played. So, man, what a team that must have been. And they were very successful, as I had mentioned. It's a team that's led by Carly Rucker and Lauren Ross, as both players put on impressive numbers so far this season. As you just have to look at Carly Rucker. She's put up 13.5 points per game, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, and 2 turnovers. She's a very good player, shoots pretty well for the 4 at about 50%, 49.6% on the season. And another player, as I had mentioned, Lauren Ross, another very good player on the floor, moves the ball very well all around. So really look out for both of them to play and get a lot of good action here in this contest today. They're going to be 2 players to really look out for. Ross hasn't been playing too much here recently, as we haven't seen her just on the floor much at all. And a couple of players that actually won't be playing on the court tonight for the Panthers and the Beacons. We'll eventually talk about that here soon as well. This team, you know, you have to look at it. They're head by a very successful head coach of Tanya Warren. So far, you got to look at her. She has a 243 and 177 overall record. She's 3-time MVC Coach of the Year. She's in the Creighton Hall of Fame when she played college basketball at the University of Creighton. She's only one of 2 retired numbers in total in the women's basketball program at Creighton. So, you know, very, very experienced head coach for this Panthers team. She actually has had her team go in the last 9 of 10 season, went to postseason play, and was also the first black head coach here in the Valley, as well as the first black women's head coach for the UNI Panthers as well. So a lot of feats that she's really accomplished here with the Panthers over her time. As I mentioned, it's been since December 19th since this Panthers team has seen the floor, with their last game a 70-59 loss versus Oregon State. As I mentioned, both the Indiana State and Evansville Conference opener games were canceled due to the health and safety regulations regarding COVID-19. And, you know, just to talk about the health and safety regulations, there's a couple players that are out in this contest today. And by a couple, I mean a lot of players are out today in this contest for the Panthers. Number 1, Anaya Barney. Number 12, Cam Finley. Number 14, Riley Wright. And number 30, Cynthia Wolf. Really, the big player out of that one that's not going to be playing is number 12, Cam Finley. She averaged 13 points per game, 3 rebounds, and 2 assists. So a very, very good player, very experienced player. She will not be playing today here in this contest against the Beacons. And for the Beacons, we have to look at them as well, as they're missing quite a few players on their side of the floor. Number 3, Ava Interante. Number 11, Molly Sheenan. Number 12, Sierra Butler. Number 15, Carrie Weinman, a very big player, as we will mention here in her stats, as we'll mention. Number 20, Katie Byer. Number 23, Lauren Gunn. Number 25, Ella Van Wheelen. Number 30, Lovey Malone. And number 41, Jada Johnson, all out due to health and safety regulations, which just leaves Grace White, Olivia Brown, Elise Pitts, Shay Frederick, Kara Van Kampen, Leah Ernest, and Maya Dunstan and Caitlin Morrison. Just 8 players for the Valpo Beacons. So you only got 3 players on the bench, so we're not going to see too much in terms of bench points here today. But at the same time, Mary Evans, she's known for really subbing in a lot of players, kind of not in terms of her rhythm. She does it very sporadically sometimes. So it'll be interesting to see how this team does here today in terms of not having too many players and on the floor and on the bench as well due to health and safety regulations. But one very big thing here today, we have to mention this, as today we have to have a big warm welcome to Murray State University, which will actually join the Missouri Valley Conference as a member institution beginning on July 1st, 2022. Valparaiso Athletic Director Mark LaBarba said in a statement, quote, "We are excited to welcome Murray State to the Missouri Valley Conference. The MVC President's Council has again successfully identified and selected a quality academic institution that is a strong geographic fit for the MVC membership. Murray State's commitment to excellence in basketball and across all sports make it a strong addition to the conference with the MVC's history and prestige. This membership reinforces the success and national reputation of the conference. Our teams have had several competitive matchups with Murray State in a variety of sports over the last decade, and we look forward to becoming a regular occurrence for years to come. Murray State's resume is actually pretty outstanding overall in its 97 years of collegiate competition, including 136 conference matchups, 127 NCAA postseason appearances, which are the team and individual postseason appearances, as some sports do have individuals competing for their postseason rather than the team in itself, and 250 All-America selections. And since 2010, the Racers have made 25 NCAA postseason team appearances. And that's just since 2010. That's 25 postseason appearances. And in the 2018-2019 academic year, the Racers finished in the top 100 of the Learfield IMG College Directors Cup. That was out of 356 institutions nationally, after having earned the league's Commissioner's Cup, scoring the highest point total in the history of the award. So, man, Murray State, that's a great addition to the Valley. Belmont actually joining the Valley early in September, as Loyola is going to be leaving the MVC following this season. So Loyola, a very successful team in terms of their sports and their academics as well. They're a very succeeding university, so it's going to be great to see what they can do in the A-10. Meanwhile, we've got Belmont and Murray State joining the MVC here, so it's going to be great to have some more competition coming from Kentucky. Belmont and Murray State, very nice facilities, very good and successful athletic teams, so it's going to be great to have even more competition here coming into Valley play. Let's take a look into the conference standings, which are brought to you today by Holiday Inn Express and Suites in Valparaiso. Last game against Valpo was Missouri State, as Missouri State is leading the Valley. They're on a 7-game winning streak, 11-2 overall and 2-0 in the Valley. They're followed by Southern Illinois. Both the men's and women's programs for SIU have been outstanding so far this season. The Salukis are 7-5 overall. They're on a 2-game winning streak of 2-0 in the Valley. Following them is Indiana State and Illinois State, 6-6 and 5-7. Following them is Drake. Now, Drake is 1-1 in the Valley. They're 9-4 overall, so mostly you'd think that would bump them up into a third-place spot. They'd have to win another Valley game to be bumped up to that spot as well. And they actually do have a chance to do that against Loyola Chicago, so we'll see how that does here for Drake. UNI right behind Drake at 7-4. Evansville at 6-6. Bradley, Loyola, and Valparaiso all finishing things out here. Loyola 0-2 in the Valley. They were 8-3 coming into Valley play, and they were one of the top of the conference. But hey, we'll just see how they do here. They're 0-2 overall in the conference, so we'll see how they'll do here in this contest today. We're going to go over the starting lineups. Tonight's starting lineups are brought to you by Allegis Credit Union. We're just going to go into UNI, and then after the break, going to Valparaiso. Number 0, Maya McDermott. Number 3, Carly Rucker. Number 5, Nicole Kroger. Number 11, Bree Gunnels. And finishing things off is number 42, Grace Foley for the Panthers. We're going to take a pause here for the national anthem, and then we'll get right back in here to our starting lineups as well, and get into the starting lineups for your Valparaiso Beacons as well. So we'll be back here in just 1 minute and 30 seconds here. You're listening to the home of Valparaiso women's basketball here on the Valpo Sports Radio Network.
It's that time of year. You can have leftovers again. Or you can close that fridge and open up the McDonald's app for something special, like your favorite crispy chicken sandwich. Now when you buy any crispy chicken sandwich on the McDonald's app, get another one for free, like the spicy crispy chicken sandwich. It's a deal so good, there won't be any leftovers. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Offer available through December 12th at participating McDonald's. Valid once a day. McD app download and registration required.
TicketSmarter is glad we are back to holding live events. If you are looking to buy tickets to the best sports, concerts, and theater events, all at the very best price, look no further than TicketSmarter.com or on the app. Buying tickets at TicketSmarter will help support children in need. For every ticket transaction on TicketSmarter, $1 will be donated to a children's charity. TicketSmarter is proud to be the official ticketing partner of bowl season. TicketSmarter, a smarter way to buy tickets.
sports bars everywhere these days, but there's only one place for award-winning jumbo wings, bigger beers, and better food and drink values all week long. Wings Etc. Grill and Pub. We're so much more than wings. Enjoy wraps, salads, subs, seafoods, quesadillas, amazing appetizers, and awesome daily lunch food and drink specials. And now, when you can't eat here, order online for pickup at togo.wingsetc.com. It's fast, easy, and convenient. Wings Etc. Grill and Pub at 501 North Silhavy in Valparaiso and online at wingsetc.com.
Live on WVUR 95.1 and streaming at WVURTheSource.com. You're listening to the Valpo Sports Radio Network.
And welcome back here to the Athletics Recreational Center for the finish of our Northwest Health Women's Basketball pregame show right here on the Valpo Sports Radio Network. I'm Zach Collins, and of course, if you're just joining us, we're going to go over the starting lineups today here, which are brought to you by Allegiance Credit Union. Looking at the UNI Panthers, number 0, Maya McDermott. She's averaging about 6.6 points per game. Number 3, Carly Rucker. She's averaging 13.5 points per game. One of the better players here in the Valley. She's actually first-team All-MVC in 2021 and the preseason All-MVC for this season as well. Number 5, Nicole Kroger. She's averaging around 4 points per game. Number 11, Bree Gunnels, another very good player. Played very well against Valpo last season as well, so it'll be very interesting to see how she plays here in this contest here tonight. And finishing things off here for the Panthers is number 42, Grace Buffoli, for the UNI Panthers, and of course led by Tanya Warren, and they have been for 14 seasons here. A very successful tenured coach here in the Valley, one of the best in the Valley at that as well, and has led her team to be very successful throughout the last few seasons here. So of course, it's going to be a great game coming for both of these teams here. Valpo's hoping to get a win here in Valley Play. It'll be their first win if they get one here today against UNI. It'll actually be UNI's first win if they get one against Valpo today, as UNI has not played against a Valley team yet so far, as both of their games of Indiana State and Evansville were postponed. But of course, as always, we're going to head down to the Valparaiso Beacons P announcer for your Valparaiso Beacons starting lineups.
At guard, a 5'7" senior from Greenville, Wisconsin, number 5, Shay Frederick. At guard, a 5'8" junior from East Grand Rapids, Michigan, number 2, Olivia Brown. At guard, a 6-foot junior from Coopersville, Michigan, number 21, Kara Van Kempen. At guard, a 5'10" sophomore from Stevens Point, Wisconsin, number 22, Leah Ernest. At forward, a 6'2" senior from Glenville, Illinois, number 40, Caitlin Morrison.
And of course, those are your starting lineups for the Valparaiso Beacons for today's contest. Once again, number 2, Olivia Brown, played a very, very good game in her last game against Missouri State, had 21 points in that contest, followed by number 5, Shay Frederick. And actually, an interesting thing about Frederick, this is actually her 100th career game played. She's played in every game of the Mary Evans era, and actually, Mary's first game was Shay's collegiate debut. So, Shay Frederick, congratulations on 100 games here in a Valpo uniform. And Caitlin Morrison is actually going to be making her 126th appearance and the 122nd start of her Valparaiso career. She'll actually surpass Catherine Noster. She had 125 for games played. And former teammate Meredith Hamlet, she had 121 for games started here. So, hey, it's going to be some great feats here for a couple players who are actually in their super senior year, as I like to call it. Valpo here today, they're going to be wearing their white home uniforms with gold trim and brown lettering. UNI in their away black uniforms with yellow trim and purple lettering. Very nice uniform for the Panthers, one of my favorites that I've seen here in the Valley so far. And of course, your Valparaiso Beacons also have very great uniforms as always. Both of these teams are going to be matching up here as Caitlin Morrison and UNI are going to be tipping off. There'll be Bree Gunnels, as Gunnels will win that tip, and Grace Buffoli will get the ball as UNI will begin play here in the arc. Passes at top of the key to Carly Rucker. She'll pass right side to Gunnels. Gunnels gets back to Rucker, goes to McDermott. Now to Rucker here once again. She tries driving in, passes on the outside of the corner to Kroger. Now top of the key for the Panthers. Once again to McDermott here for 3. That one falls through. The freshman putting on the first points on the board for the Panthers here as things start off, and it's a 3-0 lead early for the Panthers. Leah Ernest passes to Olivia Brown. Brown at top of the key, goes right side to Shea Frederick. She has a wide open lane, puts up a layup. That one just doesn't fall in, just touches glass. A little bit too strong coming for the super senior. Pass out here for UNI. Kroger for 3. That one doesn't fall through, but a good rebound coming from Grace Foley. She tried to put up a shot, but that one was blocked. The Valp will take the ball down the floor here once again. Frederick, top of the key. Dribbles in between her legs. 3 players on the left side trying to set up a play here. Goes left, Olivia Brown. She tries driving in towards that left side. Puts up a shot off the glass. That one falls through and good to put up Valpo's first 2 points of the contest. Carly Rucker signals to Maya McDermott as McDermott will take the ball over here at the Valpo Shield. McDermott goes right side here for Kroger. Kroger goes cross court for Rucker. This one's for 3. That one just rims out. No good. And a rebound coming from Leah Ernest. Shea Frederick will bring the ball down the floor here now for the Beacons. Goes cross side to Caitlin Morrison. This one's for 3. A very long 3. Good rebound coming from Leah Ernest. She tries a spin move, puts it back out, and kicks it to Shea Frederick as she's at top of the key here. As Kara Van Kempen tries to screen there, she can't find an open lane. Frederick goes left side now to Van Kempen. Van Kempen goes right corner for Frederick. Just 2 seconds on the shot clock. She puts up a 3. That's just airballed, and a shot clock violation coming for the Valparaiso Beacons. And the Panthers will take over the possession here. Valpo looked like they had some momentum after the Leah Ernest rebound, but in 20 seconds, we just pretty much saw Shea Frederick dribbling the ball at the top of the key practically the whole time. So hopefully Valpo can pick things up here. UNI now with the ball as Bree Gunnels tried to drive in there. It's going to be put back up by Grace Foley, and she'll put up her first 2 points of the game. It'll be a 5-2 lead coming for the UNI Panthers. 7 minutes, 30 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. Shea Frederick tried to bounce past Olivia Brown. Miscommunication there. Brown thought she was going to cut in. Instead, Frederick thought she was going to cut out. Pass to Van Kempen. Now to Frederick. She tries driving on the right side. Puts up a shot. That one falls through. Shea Frederick putting up her first 2 points of the game as well. Closes up UNI's lead 5-4. Now Panthers leading here in this contest. McDermott passes Foley. Foley finds a great pass underneath the basket. Now kicks it back out to Rucker. Rucker kicks it to McDermott. Now for Kroger for 3. That one just drains on in for Nicole Kroger. Good bucket by Kroger in the far corner of the court. Had quite some time remaining on the shot clock. Just had a wide open 3. Why not take it? Brown passes to Ernest on the far corner. Ernest tries driving in, puts up a floater. That one just falls out. And UNI is going to get the rebound, and Maya McDermott will push the ball up the floor here. Hands it off to Rucker. Rucker goes to Kroger. Now here to McDermott. McDermott trying to drive in. She puts up a jumper. That one doesn't fall through. And it's going to be rebounded by Leah Ernest. Shea Frederick bring the ball down the floor here. She's towards the left side. Passes Olivia Brown in the far corner, but she will travel as she caught that ball. And Grace White making her first appearance here today in a Valpo uniform. White averaging around 10.2 points per game, 5.8 rebounds per game. Very good rebounder for this Beacons team. It has really improved her play since the early start of the season. Really seeing a very good Grace White, the super senior for this Valpo team as well. Carly Rucker, top of the key, passes left side for Kroger. That one falls 3 for the senior. Another 3-pointer by Nicole Kroger. So far, she's 2 of 3. UNI now on a 6-0 run in the last minute here as they've put up an 11-4 lead. Olivia Brown trying to drive it and put some points back up. She's going to get her own rebound after that one doesn't fall through. Pass to Frederick. Frederick goes cross court to White. White pump fakes, goes top of the key for Morrison. Morrison gets it to Van Kempen. Van Kempen trying to find a lane in. She loses control of the ball. It's going to be maintained by Maya McDermott. She passes up somehow to Grace Buffoli. She'll get to Carly Rucker, and things will slow up here as UNI sets up a play. Maya McDermott goes cross-side to Kroger. Back to McDermott. Now to Gunnels. Now for Rucker. Rucker trying to find any open spot as she hands off to Maya McDermott. She tries putting up a three. That one doesn't fall through. It's going to be rebounded by Grace White as she passes out to Shea Frederick. Just 5 minutes remaining here in this first quarter. Frederick drives in. She puts one down. And she's going to go to the line for two.
Foul on Maya McDermott, her first, team first. We have a
good bucket coming for Shea Frederick. She'll go to the line for one as she puts up two. She'll try to answer back for the three-point play here, as a timeout is called for this team, which means we're going to be right back here in 60 seconds on the Valpo Sports Radio Network. UNI 11, Valpo 6. We'll be back here in 60 seconds.
Minutes still matter when it comes to medical emergencies. Chest pain, severe abdominal pain, headache, high fever, and other emergencies need fast medical care. So please, don't put off getting care in an emergency. Northwest Health has implemented strict safety standards so that you can come to us confidently, knowing we are providing a safe place with quality care. Visit northwesthealthercare.com or call 911 in an emergency.
Yo, this is your cup holder talking, the little round thing between your car seats. Now, I normally have a nice cold bottle of Mountain Dew in me, but at the moment, I'm empty. That's right, no Mountain Dew. Nothing in here but a couple of quarters and a dime. A fully capable cup holder like me just carrying your loose change? Look, I'm not made for loose change. I'm made to keep Mountain Dew within reach at all times, just inches from your hand. So find a store already, grab some Dew, toss it back, then place that bottle where it belongs. Mountain Dew. Do the Dew.
Live on WVUR 95.1 and streaming at WVURTheSource.com. You're listening to the Valpo Sports Radio Network. Today's broadcast of Valpo basketball is brought to you by Culver's. Enjoy the Culver's Deluxe layered with real Wisconsin cheese, crisp lettuce, ripe tomatoes, pickles, sweet red onion, and our signature mayo. It's topped with a lightly buttered toasted bun. It's our butter burger at its best. Welcome to Delicious. If you're just joining us here, UNI currently on a lead of 11-6 over the Valparaiso Beacons in women's basketball action. I'm Zach Collins, and once again here you're listening to the Valpo Sports Radio Network. Interesting things that we've seen here so far, especially for the UNI Panthers. We're seeing a player just wake up with Nicole Kroger. She only averaged around 4 points per game. She only totaled 2 points over the last 3 games and has made 2 3-pointers so far in this one. Just 5 minutes into this contest, she was 1 of 10 for field goals in the last 3 games. Now she's already 2 of 3, so really she's starting to wake up so far here as we've seen her. Really hadn't been a very big contributor. She actually did play pretty well against Valpo last season. She tied her career high in rebounds versus the Beacons last season. She had 7, so a very good rebounder for this team, a very good player overall. We saw Shea Frederick answer back with her bucket. So far, Frederick with 4 points. She's 2 of 4, so Frederick also on the last play getting fouled. She made that last bucket. She will go to the line for 1 to try to finish off the 3-point play. Maya Dunson is checking in here for the Beacons in this contest as well. Frederick going to the line for 1, doesn't finish the 3-point play. She misses that one. Player who has not shot very well from the charity stripe so far this season, just shooting at 69%. She was over 80 last season, was one of the best in the Valley, so really has to get a little bit more improvement in terms of the foul shots so far this season. UNI putting in a couple of other players as well. Kroger passing far side to Lobe. Lobe getting to Rucker. Passing out to Buffoli. Now in a corner shot for Kroger. She puts one up. That one falls through. And the senior just continuing to put up even more numbers. Now with 8 points here in this contest as Valpo will try to answer back here. Frederick gets to White at top of the key. White passes back down to Maya Dunson, the left block. She tries a reverse hand layup. That one just doesn't fall through. Good opportunity, good look, just doesn't fall in. UNI getting the possession here as Nicole Kroger passes up top of the key to Cable Lube. Loibe getting to McLaw. Now back to Loibe. Loibe gets it back up top of the key to Grace Buffoli. Now passes to Loibe, and that ball's going to go out of bounds. It was knocked out of bounds by Grace White. Just 10 seconds left on the shot clock. Elise Pitts checking in here for the Beacons, seeing some of her really first-time action in a first half so far as a Valpo Beacon this season. Sarah McLaw will get that ball, pass it into Carly Rucker. Rucker will go top of the key, gets a screen from Buffoli. She'll try to put up a three. That one doesn't fall through as that one rims out. Ball's going to be last touched by Grace White. She tried to get that rebound there. It was just last touched by a UNI player of Cable Lobe. She hit into Grace White to make that ball go out of bounds. A very good play overall. Official signaling to the scorers table had 20 seconds on the shot clock. They only had 10. Carly Rucker will be passing inbounds here underneath the basket. They're trying to score. Sarah McLaughlin down at top of the key. She'll try to drive towards that right side. Hands off to Rucker. She's on the far side of the floor. Tries to go cross side. And miscommunication from the Panthers. She tried to get to Nicole Kroger on that far side. Just didn't go through. Valpo will get possession here as Elise Pitts will bring the ball up the floor for the Beacons. She passes to Grace White at the free throw line. White finds Van Kempen underneath the basket. She kicks it back out to Olivia Brown. Puts up a pump fake, tries driving in. Back out to Elise Pitts. Pitts at top of the key, 15 on the shot clock. She drives to the left side, puts up a left-hand layup. That one doesn't fall through. Panthers get a rebound there of Grace Buffoli. She'll put pressure on her as she gets it to Carly Rucker. From Lobe to Rucker, back to Kroger. Now to Lobe. Lobe tries to go underneath for Buffoli. She tried to put up a basket, be blocked away by a Beacon. She tries to put that one back up and kicks it back out. And a jump ball is actually going to be called from the far official on that one. Something interesting that I did not expect to see.
Caitlin
Morrison and Leah Ernest, two starters in this contest, are checking back in for the Beacons. 2 minutes, 54 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. UNI 13, Valparaiso 6, as Elise Pitts brings the ball down here for Valpo. Three players try a screen on the far side, try to set something up as she gets that ball to Morrison. Now to Ernest. Ernest top of the key. She tries driving right side, right block, kicks it back out to Olivia Brown. This one's for three. That one falls through for Brown. Good bucket coming for Olivia Brown. Puts up Brown's first three-pointer of this game. Ball's going to be knocked away by Grace White as that pass is attempted to Carly Rucker. Rucker's able to maintain possession, however, on that one. She tries driving in, kicks it out to Loibe. That one's for three. That one just doesn't fall through. It's going to be knocked out, and the official calling an offensive foul on the Panthers after Valpo tried to get a rebound there on that one.
Team second, Beacon basketball.
And that is going to land on number 0, Maya McDermott. That'll be her first here of the contest. Excuse me. That will not be on McDermott. The scoreboard's a little off. That'll be on Sarah McLowell. That'll be her first of the contest, team second. Elise Pitts bring the ball down the floor here towards the near side. Now goes to the key to White. White trying to find an open gap. Can't. Kicks it to Ernest. Ernest trying driving on that right side. Right block. Puts up a shot as a jump stop. Falls through and in. Good bucket coming for Leah Ernest. Valpo's closing up the UNI lead. Now just down by 2. Carly Rucker crosses the shield. And she'll go down low underneath the basket. Bree Gunnels wide open. Valpo just some poor defense there. They're all just pressed up, which left Gunnels wide open under the basket. Elise Pitts tries driving in. Kicks it out to Morrison. Morrison had to reach for that one. Gets it to White, top of the key. White now to Pitts. Pitts trying to find an open lane. She gets it to Leah Ernest underneath the basket. She tries putting up a jumper off the glass. Falls through, and she'll go to the line for one. Good bucket by Leah Ernest, and she can finish off the three-point play here. Shea Frederick will be checking in here for the Valparaiso Beacons. She'll be coming in for Olivia Brown. Now, Evans, one thing that she likes to do is a lot of the time when her team's taking free throws, she puts 4 players on the defensive side and just leaves the shooter, as Leah Ernest can't finish off the three-point play there as she'll miss her free throw. Valpo 0 of 2 here so far tonight at the charity stripe. Maya McDermott goes for three. That one just rims off. It's going to be rebounded by Leah Ernest. Shea Frederick will bring the ball down here. Hands it off to Grace White. This one's for three. That one doesn't land down. That just rims off. It's going to be rebounded by Kaba Lobe. Now McDermott gets it to McLaw. Kicks it back out top of the key for Lobe. That one's for three. That one rims off. And Valpa's just going to let that one go out of bounds. And they're going to take the possession here as a couple of Panthers checking into the game. Kiana Barney as well as number 42 Grace Buffoli checking into this contest. 41.9 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. 30 seconds on the shot clock, just 11 seconds difference in terms of game clock and shot clock. UNI 15, Valpo 13 as Frederick crosses the timeline here. She's far up on the floor. All four Valpo players, two up high, two down low, waiting for something to happen here. They start play with 10 seconds on the shot clock. Leah Ernest now top of the key. She tries driving right side. She tries putting up a shot. That gets blocked away. She comes up limping. UNI's going to take over 10 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. Maya McDermott. She's at top of the key. 5 seconds now on the game clock. She kicks it out to Cable Lobe. This one's for three. She's going to drain that one in. And that's one way to end the first quarter for the Panthers. Valpo playing some good defense, but just a better shot from Cable Lobe. Really coming up for the Panthers to take advantage here. And that'll put them up by 5 to end the first quarter. Valparaiso 13, UNI 18 at the end of the first. We'll be right back here as we'll take a 60-second break and get you ready for the second quarter. We'll be back in 60 seconds here on the Valpo Sports Radio Network.
When it comes to flavor, do you like to mix things up? Find a new match from time to time? For some people, there are too many flavors out there to stay loyal to just one. That's why Hungry Howie's created the Mix and Match menu. Any 2 items for only $5.99 each. So whether you're looking for a delicious time with pizza and a salad, or a sub and Howie bread, or a Pepsi 4-pack and a Howie cookie, we're not judging. In fact, we're encouraging, especially for just $5.99 each.
Hungry?
Howie!
Hey, you! Don't do it! Don't take that job when you can have a career.
I'd love a career, but where?
At First Source Bank, we offer a variety of fulfilling career opportunities, schedule flexibility, good pay and benefits, educational opportunities for personal growth, and a chance to work with amazing people just like yourself. Join us.
Learn more at firstsource.com/careers. That's the number one, stsource.com. An equal opportunity employer. Male, female, disabled, veteran.
Live on WVUR 95.1 and streaming at WVURTheSource.com. You're listening to the Valpo Sports Radio Network. Hey Valpo sports fans, Wings Etc. Grill and Pub located at 501 North Silhavy and East Chicago Street has lunch specials featuring wings, burgers, wraps, rib tips, and more at amazing lunch prices weekdays from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Stop by and visit them today. Can't dine in? Order online at 2go.wingsect.com. Wings Etc. Grill and Pub in Valparaiso. Fans, welcome here to the second quarter of this game. Valparaiso currently down by 5 to UNI, 13 to 18 here in this contest. I'm Zach Collins. Let's just go over the first quarter in general. Just to give a little bit of a recap here. We saw a player really wake up, and that was Nicole Kroger for the UNI Panthers. So far, Kroger has been just playing an outstanding contest, and that's just in the first quarter alone. She's got 8 points, 3 of 4. She only had 2 points in the last 3 games. It was 1 of 10, so it's very different kind of Nicole Kroger that we're seeing here today for the Panthers. And at the same time, we're also seeing Valpo start to pick things up here. They had 3 straight main field goals to that last missed field goal by the Beacons on their last possession coming in. We'll see what Valpo could do here as we're going to resume play here and enter the second quarter of play. Maya McDermott will bring the ball down the floor here for the UNI Panthers. She'll kick it in to Nicole Kroger. She kicks it back out to Carly Rucker at top of the key. Rucker passes into the corner for Kiana Barney. Gets it to McDermott. Now goes right side for Rucker. Back to McDermott. Now for Kroger. Now goes cross side, goes for Rucker. She tries driving in, kicks it on the outside for Kroger. Now waiting a call here, both officials talking things over. And it looks like the officials are going to be calling something in terms of the clock. There are 2 seconds left on the shot clock. For whatever reason, the shot clock reset back to 30 seconds and never even resumed. UNI now just has 2 seconds here to take off a shot. Grace Buffoli will be taking ball right out in front of us here on the near side. She'll be trying to get the ball inbounds here for the Panthers. She kicks it in. This will be for Kroger for 2. That one doesn't fall through. It does hit rim, though. No shot clock violation. Valpo will bring the ball down the floor here. Shea Frederick, top of the key. She goes towards the right side. Kicks it to Leah Ernest, top of the key now here. Right for Shea Frederick. Frederick trying to find an open lane. Kicks it over left side for Grace White. Now Olivia Brown towards the left. Kicks it inside for Shea Frederick. She tries putting up a bucket. That one's going to get stuck inside the rim. It was a good shot taken. That's going to be a jump ball. Valpo will have the basketball here. Players trying to get the ball out. Leah Ernest able to knock that one out. One of the shorter players on the floor, Leah Ernest at 5'10", knocks that one off. A few other players just couldn't knock that one out. Valpo's going to get the possession here as Frederick inbounds to Ernest. She's at top of the key. Goes right side for Frederick. Frederick goes over towards the corner and kicks it out to Olivia Brown at the top. Brown puts up 2 pump fakes, goes towards the right side. She tried driving and gets stopped by Rucker. Kicks it to Ernest, now back to Brown. That one falls down for 3. Olivia Brown. Good bucket for Brown, even better for the point totals as UNI is going to answer back with their own 3 of Maya McDermott on that one, 21-16. UNI now up by 5. Valpo closed that gap, but UNI changed the name of the game very quickly. Leah Ernest loses possession. It's going to be stolen away by Nicole Kroger. She'll go to Carly Rucker as she's at top of the key. Hands it off left side to McDermott. Back to Rucker. Goes to Barney. Barney finds inside for Buffoli as that one's going to fall in and through. Grace Buffoli with a good lay-in on that one. We're just under the 8-minute mark here of the first half. 23-16, UNI with the lead. Pass from Frederick trying to go to White. Just very strong on that pass as it's going to go out of bounds. Kara Van Kempen will now check in for the Beacons, and she'll check in for Leah Ernest. UNI is going to take the ball out of bounds here on their own side as they're going to eventually cross the timeline here. McDermott's going to go towards the left side. She's going to find Kroger. Back to McDermott. Inside to Gunnels. Is trying to find Buffoli in the inside. She's double-teamed down low underneath the basket. Ball's going to be now out of bounds by the Beacons. Looked like it was last touched by Kara Van Kempen. 16 seconds on the shot clock. UNI will maintain possession. Maya McDermott will be inbounding the ball here for the Panthers. She's trying to find anyone open. Signals to Gunnels. Eventually does find Rucker far out as she's at the top of the key now here. Gets a screen from Buffoli. Nothing happens there. She tries driving in for that one. Puts up a layup. That one doesn't fall through. Good rebound coming from Gunnels. To Kroger. Now to Gunnels. She tried driving in. Ball got blocked away. And Valpo just not making the smart play, as it was last touched by a Beacon, but they all stood there waiting for that ball to go out of bounds, and Frederick realizing that she should have grabbed it earlier and tried to, and it just went out of bounds anyway. Maya Dunson will check in here for the Valparaiso Beacons. She'll come in for Caitlin Morrison. Inbound pass for Bree Gunnels. Kicks it back out for Carly Rucker. Goes to McDermott, top of the key. Now here for Kroger. Goes to Gunnels once again. In between the legs, passes out top of the key. Shot for three for Buffoli. That one doesn't fall through. Buffoli only 7 attempts on this season. Kara Van Kampen wide open, puts up a layup, and that one's good. Good bucket from Van Kampen. Valpo trying to still close UNI's lead here. 23-18. Panthers up by 5. Carly Rucker puts up a jumper at the free throw line. That one rims out. Grace White with the rebound here. White pushing the ball down the floor. Goes left side for Shea Frederick. Frederick trying to push in the defender of Maya McDermott. Kara Van Kampen now top of the key, trying to find anyone open underneath the basket. Van Kampen will try to drive for herself and just travels underneath the basket. Moved the pivot foot on that one, tried to switch him up as she was under some pressure, trying to get that ball kicked out in any way she could. Sarah McLowell will check into the game here for the Panthers, as well as Kay Belobi as well. So far, UNI 0 of their last 6 in terms of field goals. Valpo just able to stop them on defense. They're going to get another very good defensive stop there as they try to inside pass underneath the basket. Valpo now just only allowing UNI to have 2 of 9. They're only shooting 22.2% here so far in the second quarter. Frederick will cross the timeline here with 6 minutes remaining in the first half. Frederick gets it to Brown in the far corner. Brown tries driving in, kicks it out top of the key for Frederick. Now for Dunson. This one's for 3. A long-range 3 doesn't fall in. And it's going to be a rebound by Carly Rucker. Rucker gets it to McLowell. McLowell trying to find anyone open underneath. Kicks it to Bree Gunnels, top of the key. Gunnels tries driving in. She's at the Valley logo. Puts up a shot. That one doesn't fall through. And a good box out and rebound for Grace White. Shea Frederick driving here. She's on the right side. She pushes right even more as Carly Rucker's putting up a good defensive pressure. Gets it to Dunson. Dunson tries driving in. Reverse layup. That one falls through from Maya Dunson. And a good bucket for the senior. Reverse layup seems to be her move so far here in this game. Bree Gunnels gets it to Cable Lobe. Lobe gets it to McLowell. This one's for 3. This one's through and in. Good bucket coming for Sarah McLowell. Just shooting 22% from the 3 this season and puts that one down. Over 3 minutes we hadn't seen UNI score. And they get that one down there on this. Grace White drives in and gets that one down. Good bucket by White as the good drive coming for the super senior of Valpo. Put this game within 4. Carly Rucker goes to the left side, puts up the left hand as she tries signaling to Cable Lobe, puts up the 3, and that one falls through and in. And Mary Evans is going to call a timeout for the Beacons. She's upset with that one on the last defensive pressure for the Beacons. This will put us at a timeout as well. Valpo 22, UNI 29. We'll be back here at 60 seconds on the Valpo Sports Radio Network.
When it comes to keeping your family healthy, annual wellness visits with a healthcare provider are key. Routine exams and screenings can identify potential health issues early when they are most treatable. And Northwest Medical Group has implemented strict safety standards so that you can come to us confidently, knowing we are providing a safe place with quality care. We are committed to helping you stay well, and we offer both telehealth and in-person visits. Schedule an appointment today at mycarenorthwesthealth.com.
Why is Culver such a treat for so many families? Here's a hint. This treat is thick and creamy and everyone can get it any way they like. Our fresh, frozen custard. We craft it in small batches throughout the day to make our guests stay. Shakes, cones, sundaes, concrete mixers, flavor of the day, oh, and the toppings.
Who says you can't please everyone? There's more than one way to dessert at Culver's. Welcome to Delicious.
Live on WVUR 95.1 and streaming at WVURTheSource.com. You're listening to the Valpo Sports Radio Network. No matter the job at hand, Custonia Tractor has a John Deere equipment with the power to take it on. Whether you're mowing your lawn, hauling material, or baling hay, Custonia Tractor has the mowers, tractors, and implements you need. Find a location near you at castrac.com. Let's take a look into the scores in Valley play here for the women's side of college basketball. Illinois State still currently over Indiana State. They're in the fourth quarter, 4 minutes and 57 seconds left. Illinois State 59, Indiana State 48. This game, if you're just joining us here, Northern Iowa currently leading over Valparaiso 29-22 with 4 minutes and 18 seconds left to go here in the first half. Drake taking on Loyola Chicago. The Bulldogs currently up top the Ramblers by 6, 18-12, 4:48 remaining in the first half. And the Bradley Braves taking on the Evansville Purple Aces. They're tied at 13-all with 7 minutes and 36 seconds remaining in the second quarter. Looking at as well in the top 25, no games are currently started yet for the women's side of the floor of the top 25 teams. Number 4, Arizona taking on Washington State. That game will be taking place at 7 o'clock, so of course we'll keep you updated with that one in the second half. And at 9 o'clock, one game that we can't keep you updated with is Oregon taking a number 2 Stanford, and that game will be taking place, as I mentioned, at 9 o'clock. But instead, let's get back to things here in the Arc as we resume play. Frederick gets it to Ernest down low. She's wide open, takes her time, and puts that one up on the board. Good bucket by Ernest. Good pass by Frederick for the assist. Carly Rucker now on the far side near the Homer Drew logo. She's going to go top of the key. Kicks it left side for Lobe. Now gets it to Kroger. Kroger for Rucker. Rucker pumps up a fake. She puts up a shot here as that jumper doesn't fall through. She was at the left block. And it's going to be a rebound by Van Kampen, handed off to Frederick. Frederick gets it to Brown. Brown brings it in for a lay-in and scores. Olivia Brown with a good left-hand layup to put that one up. And Tanya Warren will call her first timeout of the game. She was unhappy with that drive in, seeing how easy Valpo drove to the basket for that one. And it'll be a 30-second timeout, so we'll stay with you here. 29-26, Valpo's been able to have 4 of their last 4. UNI just 2 of their last 10 so far. So it's interesting to see how both of these teams are doing here. Olivia Brown now with just 10 points in this contest. That's now 31 points over the last 2 games, which include this one. 31 of her 65 points this season have come in the last 2 games. Brown really didn't see too much action early in the season, but now has really come as one of the Beacon's leading scorers and is the leading scorer for Valpo so far here in this game tonight. UNI with the ball. Van Kampen trying to battle Grace Buffoli. Just shoves a little bit too much on that one. And that'll be Van Kampen's first called foul and first team foul so far of the entirety of this game, as well as the second quarter for the Beacons. Grace Buffoli will inbound to Maya McDermott on the near side. McDermott gets it to Kroger. Kroger gets it to Buffoli. Tries to go down low for Rucker. She drove in on that one, and that one's going to fall in and through. 31-26, UNI still with the lead here. Jay Fredericks at top of the key. She's trying to go towards left side to Olivia Brown. Can't find Brown at an open spot. Goes to Grace White. White towards the right side. Gets it top of the key for Kara Van Kampen. Now to Brown. Brown trying to find an open lane. She puts one up. That one doesn't fall through. Tries to get a rebound, but Bree Gunnell's just a little bit taller than her. Able to get that one and pull it down. UNI now with the offensive possession as Carly Rucker drives in. She puts up a shot. Official's going to call a foul on Valpo. That's going to be on Kara Van Kampen. It's going to be her second and the team's second. And that will be on the shot. Thought at first that it might have been on the floor. Elise Pitts will be checking in here for Valpo for Kara Van Kampen. Carly Rucker will go to the line here, 4-2 for UNI. Her father actually played at Cornell College, and her grandfather went to UNI and graduated as a Panther. As I mentioned in pregame, she was the first team All-MVC in 2021, as she makes that first attempt, and it was a preseason All-MVC coming into this season as well, as the Eldridge, Iowa native makes the pair, and Valpo will bring the ball down the floor here as they cross the timeline. Frederick, the ball handler, tries to find Ernest down low, can't, kicks it left side to Ernest. Excuse me, this will be to Pitts. Elise Pitts tries driving in. He's going to lose possession on that one. As that'll be Rucker, knocks that one out of bounds. Elise Pitts just wasn't able to keep that one underneath the pressure. 14 on the shot clock as Frederick passes in here to Ernest. Leah Ernest tries driving in right side. She's at the right block, trying to kick it out to anyone. She finds White. 5 on the shot clock. White tries driving in, puts up the shot on that one. It's going to be an offensive foul called on Grace White. Thought that one was possibly just a flop by UNI, but nonetheless, no one's going to argue on that call. Mary Evans just questioning the official on that last one. Thought it was a flop, but not everything's going to work out in your favor of winning the whistle. Carly Rucker tries kicking down low to Gunnels. It's going to be knocked out of bounds last by the Beacons. Gunnels was wide open for about a second there, but she passed about a second too late as well. So basketball game all about timing, and exactly what you do at what moment really matters. McDermott's going to pass in here to Rucker, almost stolen away by Pitts. Rucker's going to put up a shot. That one doesn't fall through. Rebound by Pitts as she gets it to Frederick quickly. Frederick putting up some quick pressure on the floor. Pitts tried going to Brown. It's going to be knocked away by McDermott. And a foul is going to be called on Elise Pitts. That'll be her first and the team's fourth. It was a good attempt by Pitts. It's almost that Pitts was just trying to put up that pressure on McDermott, but just put up a little bit too much pressure. McDermott was looking at the ball rather than looking ahead on that one. And Pitts was just standing there right in the way. Gets the blocking foul called on her. Ernest tried knocking that one away. Gunnels able to maintain possession. Puts up a shot blocked away by White. She's going to fall down. The foul is going to be called on Bree Gunnels. That'll be her first and the team's first of the second quarter. 1 minute, 36 seconds remaining. UNI 33, Valpo 26. And the officials actually talking now at the center circle about exactly what happened on the last play. Just two of the officials are. The other official standing with the basketball. Now all three intervening with one another, just continuing to figure out exactly what happened on that last play. Mary Evans talked to one of the officials after that one, which made him go talk to the center official about the last play. And now they're talking things over with the UNI Panthers. Now they're going to review this one as well. Really just the last play that came. Block came from Grace White. Gunnels and White fought for that one. White fell down and did get fouled because it was a bit of a push underneath the basket. Wasn't an intentional big shove by Gunnels by any means, but officials are going to go and look at this one. It'll be interesting to see what they actually call here, but we're going to look at some of the predictions coming into this game. The RPI prediction for this game was UNI winning 85-59, but that did involve Carrie Wyman for Valpo and Cam Finley for UNI, two very good players, and really we're seeing kind of a different game. We're just seeing back and forth action from both of these teams going at one another, so it'll be interesting to see how things turn out here in terms of that. Look at the RPI ratings. Valparaiso is at 325th. They're projected to be 333. They're actually supposed to be 6th in the MVC poll. Really, they just haven't been winning the games. There have been very close games that should have been won. There are games that should have just been better played. We all have those moments. We all have those processes, and it's how we push through them and how we get better, which makes us as a better team and as better people as well in life. Looking at the RPI ratings for UNI, they're projected to be 78th, currently sitting at 73rd. They're supposed to be one of the top in the MVC poll, 3rd overall actually ranked. So Panthers, a very, very good team, almost in the top 50. And really, with the way that they've been playing lately up until that last point where they had to stop playing, a very good team, and a very good team that they were in the Valley last year. In the last year, they were 17-13, 11-7 when it came to Valley play. So a team that really has been a very good scoring team overall. They've been a team that's pretty well known for playing good defense, offense, balance. So definitely, if you're looking at a team to really go and compete in the Valley, Missouri State, one of them, the Salukis, one of them, SIU, and of course, your UNI Panthers as well. There's nothing going to be called on the last play. Valpo will just get the ball and bring the ball down the floor. Lise Pitts on the right side. She gets to Ernest. She's double-teamed underneath the basket after that jump shot. She maintains possession as she almost fell to the floor and kept that dribble up. Good job by the sophomore there. She's trying to drive in. Kicks it out to Frederick. Frederick trying to find anything there. She puts up a long three. That one doesn't fall through at the time. It's just about to expire. Does touch rim. Stolen away by Brown. Taken by Pitts. Bounce pass to Brown. Right-hand layup is in and good for Olivia Brown. 33-28. UNI up by 5 here. Just 50 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. Carly Rucker, top of the key. Points a finger towards the left side. Gets it to Maya McDermott on the right side. McDermott tries driving in. Gets it up to Rucker. Now to Buffoli. Back to Rucker. This one's a wide open three. Just bricks off. It's going to be rebounded by Frederick. Game clock and shot clock just off by 0.3 seconds. As Valpo's going to wait here to take their last second shot of the first half. 4 players on the far side. Mary Evans likes to do this a lot. They'll have one cut in as Morrison cuts in there. They're going to have Brown with the screen, and she'll try to cut in. 5 on the game clock. Fred's trying to find anyone open. She bounce passes to Pitts. Pitts puts that one up and scores with a left-hander. And she's going to put her first 2 points of the game in a good way to end the first half for the Beacons. 33-28. Officials are going to look over it here. Officials actually signaling to both sides to see if time still was remaining. The fight song did start, so both teams expected to leave as it's 33-30. There definitely was enough time remaining on the game clock with the shots. The bucket will count. But they're also going to look over here to see if there's any other time remaining for UNI to get a possession in. Both teams were just about running to the locker rooms there. UNI was already through the doors. Now they're just waiting for the officials here. And they'll just continue to talk things over, but that'll also put Valpo 6 of their last 8 to start off. Basket will count. No doubt about that one, and there will also be no time remaining on the game clock, so both teams now will go to their locker rooms, and that will put an end to the first half. Valpo 30, UNI 33. We're going to be back here with our halftime show, so make sure to stay tuned. We'll be back in 3 minutes here on the Valpo Sports Radio Network.
This is such a blow to invest. Do it right now.
It takes courage to face up to things like volatile markets and Wall Street money traps. If you're unsure, worried, or losing sleep about your money, do something about it. Call Joe Murphy and the team at Murphy Wealth Management, proudly serving the Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana communities at 800-930-5905. Again, call 800-930-5905.
Preferred 4-1 over any other orthopedic practice in the region, Lakeshore Bone and Joint Institute offers the specialized bone, joint, and muscle care needed to keep you in motion. Our world-class providers serve as the official team physicians for Valparaiso University, and we have proudly delivered specialized, experienced care throughout Northwest Indiana for more than 50 years. To learn more about Lakeshore Bone and Joint Institute, Visit lbji.com.
It's that time of year. You can have leftovers. Again. Or you can close that fridge and open up the McDonald's app for something special, like your favorite crispy chicken sandwich. Now when you buy any crispy chicken sandwich on the McDonald's app, get another one for free, like the spicy crispy chicken sandwich. It's a deal so good, there won't be any leftovers. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Offer available through December 12th at participating McDonald's. Valid once a day. McD app download and registration required.
There are sports bars everywhere these days, but there's only one place for award-winning jumbo wings, bigger beers, and better food and drink values all week long. Wings Etc. Grill and Pub. We're so much more than wings. Enjoy wraps, salads, subs, seafoods, quesadillas, amazing appetizers, and awesome daily lunch food and drink specials. And now, when you can't eat here, order online for pickup at togo.wingsetc.com. It's fast, easy, and convenient. Wings Etc. Grill and Pub at 501 North Silhaven in Valparaiso and online at wingsetc.com.
You work hard for your money. We know you do. With that same work ethic, Allegis Credit Union has been serving the very same hard-working Northwest Indiana community residents for over 50 years. There is no better place to go for your financial needs, such as new and used vehicle loans, personal loans, Visa credit cards, and home equity loans. We are here to help you get that loan you deserve. Make it easy by simply applying for your loan online at allegis.org or stop into the Allegis office nearest you. Not only can Allegis offer affordable payments, but also extra benefits, such as a fast application process and no payments for 90 days. Come to a place where we take care of hardworking community people like you. Visit allegis.org for more information today. That is allegis.org. Contact Allegis for more information on the 90-day no payment option. Membership required for loan disbursement.
Live on WVUR 95.1 and streaming at WVURTheSource.com, you're listening to the Valpo Sports Radio Network. The 2022 NBC Women's Basketball Tournament hits the hardwood at Tax Slayer Center March 10th through the 13th in Moline, Illinois. Purchase your all-session tickets in hoops in the Heartland and save $20 by calling 219-464-5233 or order online at valpoathletics.com. Get your tickets today and experience hoops in the Heartland. Fans, welcome to our halftime show, which of course is brought to you by IBEW, the Barring American team of Northwest Indiana. What a great first half we had for you here. Valpo 30, UNI 33, and really, it was just a back and forth contest. None of these teams really, took over in terms of having a big time advantage, and actually Valpo scoring more points in the second quarter than UNI did. So let's get the stats here. We're going to start out with the UNI Panthers. And the first quarter, they shot 7 of 17 for 41% and was 4 of 11 from 3. And in the second, they were 5 of 16, just 31%, and were 3 of 5 from the three-point line at 60%. So far, they're shooting 12 of 33 and only 36.4% coming into this game. They average around 43% on the season, so a little bit down in terms of that. From the three, they're actually averaging 34%. Flip that around, they're at 43% and made 2 of 2 from the charity stripe in the first half. Looking at some of the top scorers and just scorers in general for this team, Nicole Kroger with 8 points so far in this contest, a player that we really did not expect to play as well as she has so far through this first half. Maya McDermott with 6 points and 2 rebounds with 1 assist and 2 steals so far for the UNI Panthers. Number 24, Kayla Luby with 6 points and 1 assist. Following her in terms of scoring is going to be both Carly Rucker and Grace Buffoli. Rucker with 4 points, Buffoli with 6 rebounds and 4 points and 1 assist. Looking behind both of them with 3 points is Sarah McLowell.
And following her is going to be number 11, Bree Gunnels, with 2 points and 3 rebounds. Both Caitlin Morgan and Kiana Barney did get some playing time in the first half, but have not scored yet. Looking at the Valparaiso Beacons in the first quarter, they're 6 of 15, shooting 40%, 1 of 4 from outside the perimeter at 25%. Did not make any free throws and have not made any free throws throughout the entirety of this game yet, as they were 0-2 in the first quarter and did not take any in the second quarter. They were 8 of 12, shooting 66.7% in the second half, and 1 of 3 from outside the perimeter, which puts them, of course, at 33%. They were 14 of 27 overall in the game, shooting at 51.9%, and from 3, they're 2 of 7, shooting 28.6% in this game. Leading in terms of scoring for the Beacons is number 2, Olivia Brown, with 12 points, 1 steal, and 1 rebound. Following her is number 22, Leah Ernas, with 6 points and 5 rebounds, with 2 assists and 1 turnover for Valpo. Following behind her is going to be number 5, Shea Frederick, with 4 points and 3 assists with 1 rebound. Falling behind Frederick are a couple of other players in the 2 digits, which are number 1, Grace White, number 32, Amaya Dunson, number 4, Elise Pitts, putting up some of her first points on the season, as well as number 21, Kara Van Kempen, all with 2 points each. And finishing things out for the Beacons is number 40, Caitlin Morrison, getting some playing time in the start, but did not score in the contest. Valpo's biggest lead, they haven't led. UNI's biggest lead is only by 7. So when I say this is a back-and-forth game, it really has been a back-and-forth game with both of these teams so far. The biggest scoring run for UNI was 6 points, and the biggest for Valpo was 5 points. There have been 0 lead changes, and at no time was this game tied, other than when it was 0-0 early to start things off. UNI has led through all of the first half of the 19 minutes and 33 seconds. Valpo has had 5 points off turnovers, as UNI has had 7. Valpo's had 24 of their 30 points inside the paint. Very interesting thing to look at for this Valpo team. Mary Evans teams are usually a very good three-point shooting team. They're very heavy in terms of the three-point shot, so it's interesting to see that there are so many points in the paint, especially just in the first half. Usually you're seeing her teams get around 24 points in the game total. Valpo's had 3 second chance points, 6 points off a fast break versus UNI's 3, and Valpo's had 6 bench points versus the Panthers' 9 bench points in this game. In terms of period scoring, Valpo had 13 points in the first, and UNI had 18 in the first quarter. UNI had 15 in the second. Meanwhile, Valpo had 17 in the second quarter, which puts us at 33-30 at halftime. We're going to take another quick break here, and we'll be right back to discuss some of the things that happened during this halftime period and get you ready for the opening of the second half here. You're listening to the home of Valpo basketball here on the Valpo Sports Radio Network. We'll be back here in 2 minutes and 30 seconds.
TicketSmarter is glad we are back to holding live events. If you are looking to buy tickets to the best sports, concerts, and theater events, all at the very best price, look no further than TicketSmarter.com or on the app. Buying tickets at TicketSmarter will help support children in need. For every ticket transaction on TicketSmarter, $1 will be donated to a children's charity. TicketSmarter is proud to be the official ticketing partner of bowl season. TicketSmarter, a smarter way to buy tickets.
Such a blow to invest. Do it right now.
It takes courage to face up to things like volatile markets and Wall Street money traps. If you're unsure, worried, or losing sleep about your money, do something about it. Call Joe Murphy and the team at Murphy Wealth Management, proudly serving the Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana communities at 800-930-5905. Again, call 800-930-5905.
Do you hear that? That's the sound of Hungry Howie's hot, real mozzarella cheese melting over a bed of dough made fresh today. And Flavored Crust loaded with any combination of our mouth-watering Flavored Crust flavors. You probably didn't think Irresistible had a sound. Well, it does now. Now get a meal deal for any budget starting at the irresistible price of just $5.99.
Hungry?
Whether it's buzzer beaters,
Puts one up at the buzzer, and we go to overtime.
big celebrations,
or an electric atmosphere.
we've got it all in the Valley. We've got some of the best.
We mean the best.
Women's basketball in the nation.
And the postseason starts here
At Hoops in the Heartland.
We'll see you in the Quad Cities.
March 10th through 13th, presented by Grinnell Mutual Insurance. Visit NBCQuadCities.com for ticket information.
Yo, this is your cup holder talking. The little round thing between your car seats. Now, I normally have a nice cold bottle of Mountain Dew in me, but at the moment, I'm empty. That's right, no Mountain Dew. Nothing in here but a couple of quarters and a dime. A fully capable cup holder like me just carrying your loose change? Look, I'm not made for loose change. I'm made to keep Mountain Dew within reach at all times, just inches from your hand. So find a store already, grab some Dew, toss it back, then place that bottle where it belongs. Mountain Dew. Do the Dew.
Live on WVUR 95.1 and streaming at WVURTheSource.com, you're listening to the Valpo Sports Radio Network.
And welcome back here to our IBEW Empowering America Team halftime show. I'm Zach Collins, and currently, if you're just joining us, at the end of the first half, Valparaiso is at 30, UNI is at 33 in women's basketball. And speaking of women's college basketball, let's look at some of the scores for the Valley overall for the women's games, especially one score in particular. A final score coming from Terre Haute as Illinois State beats the Indiana State Sycamore 66-58, the final score there. Jillian Redmond had 17 points, 5 rebounds, and 2 assists. And Anna McAndre had 18 points, 2 rebounds, and 1 assist for the Sycamores. That'll put both teams at 7-6 total on the season. Looking at a couple of other games, one game actually already out of the halftime period. Drake and Will Chicago. That game tied at 23-all with 7 minutes remaining in the third quarter. NIU, of course, and Valparaiso 33-30. And one other game currently also at halftime, the Bradley Braves taking on the Evansville Purple Aces. Both, Bradley kind of on a struggling season so far this year. They're also down by 1, 32-31, as Bradley's 3-7, Evansville 6-6 on the season. So it'll be interesting to see if the Braves can be able to close things up there and able to take a win over the Purple Aces. Evansville actually a team that's getting better and better every year. I at many times said people underestimate the Purple Aces on the season, so we'll see what they do here in this competition as well. And one game that is just starting to take place is Washington State taking on number 4 Arizona. Arizona has not been beat so far this season. They're 10-0 on the season. One of a few undefeated teams in women's college basketball. So a very good team at that as well. Looking into this game also, Valpo was 0-9 when trailing at halftime this season and 11-44 when trailing at the half under Mary Evans. So this is a Valpo team that has not been good in the second half in terms of that third quarter starting things out. They've been a good team overall, but they're just not a good team when it comes to that third quarter, and that's what really stops them. That's what has really led to a lot of their losses, is slow third quarter momentum, and coming into third quarter is just quiet. You're not really seeing too much out of this Valpo team, so hopefully they can wake up here and keep that back and forth action that they had with UNI, and hopefully instead of having back and forth, Valpo's hoping that they could just have going forth on their side. This is Leah Ernest, also 4 straight game with at least 5 rebounds, and all 5 rebounds coming early in the first half as well. UNI only has 7 offensive rebounds, and they've had 0 second chance points, which is actually something that is not very heard of so far we've seen around the Valley. It's also not something you hear too much out of any team in general. Usually when you're getting offensive rebounds, you're having putbacks, you're putting things back up. And as we mentioned, they just haven't been doing much of anything. And also, you have to look at this. Valpo's 24-10 edge on points of the paint. UNI is 7-2 in terms of made threes so far over Valparaiso. And looking at one player that's just been astounding so far in this game for the Beacons is Olivia Brown. She's had back-to-back games with 12 points or more. Her total of 33 points over the last 2 games, which so far, if you didn't hear in terms of Olivia Brown, she's got 12 points in this contest. And she had 21 in the last game against Missouri State. She had 34 all season prior to Sunday's game against the Bears, and she's made more field goals in the last 2 games, which is just 3 halves, than in her first 12 games on the season. So we're just seeing a very, very different Olivia Brown. She's taking up kind of in a leadership spot so far for this Beacons team, and has really been very good so far for Mary Evans. Fans, second half is ready to get underway, and that means it's time to nominate and vote for the State Farm Great Performer of the Game. Please submit your nominations on social media by tweeting them to @ValpoBasketball. With surprisingly great rates, State Farm is a real deal. You can get personalized service from your local agent or use the State Farm mobile app when you're on the go. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Valpo having the possession arrow go their way as UNI will take in the ball here to start out the second half. Rucker passes to Kroger. Gets it to McDermott on the right side. McDermott heavily guarded by Brown. Kicks it the left side for Rucker. She tries to put up a left-hand layup, and that one gets blocked away. Looked like Morrison had a touch on that one. Valpo starting off with some good defense here. 9 seconds on the shot clock. UNI taking the ball out underneath their own basket. Inbound to Gunnels. Gunnels kicks it to McDermott. McDermott 4 on the shot clock. She takes a 3. Airballs that one. And it's going to be rebounded by Grace Buffoli. And for whatever reason, someone changed the shot clock because that one did not touch rim. It was airballed, and the shot clock should have expired on that one. So we'll see what the officials are going to do here. It looked like that shot clock should have expired. Grace Buffoli just passing that one back. I did not see it touch rim, nor did it reflect like it had touched at all either. So very interesting to see, for whatever reason, that clock was changed on that last possession. Officials probably could do this fairly quickly. We'll see exactly what they do here in terms of getting this reset and figuring out everything. It looks, see the official holding up one finger, so probably 1 second is going to be remaining on the shot clock to start here in this other possession overall. Interesting thing to look at, too, Valpo is actually 2-0 this season when scoring 30 points in the first half, and 0-11 when scoring less than 30 first half points so far. Valpo at 30 in the first half total, and their only 2 wins on the season are coming when they're scoring over 30 points. So Valpo, hopefully, they're going to look at that and think, hey, we can run with it here and get our 3rd win off the season. Valpo is a very good team. They just, like I mentioned, haven't been winning those tight games late in the season. Valpo, UNI has already snapped Valpo's streak of 5 straight games for the opponent holding to made threes or fewer. So Valpo was actually a pretty good in terms of defending the three-pointer, especially against Missouri State. It was something that hadn't been done very often by Valpo. They've been really just stepping up on the defensive side so far overall. So officials still looking at this over at the scorer's table, figuring out exactly how much time is going to be left. It's almost confusing to why they can't figure this out a little bit quicker, but at the same time, it's always very difficult with that replay technology.
This will be a media timeout.
And we're going to take our first media timeout. Officials, I guess, are going to describe exactly what happened to the coaches, and we'll get into a media timeout. So hopefully we have answers for you here after this media timeout. We'll be back in 60 seconds here on the Valpo Sports Radio Network.
Your sports bars everywhere these days, but there's only one place for award-winning jumbo wings, bigger beers, and better food and drink values all week long. Wings Etc. Grill and Pub. We're so much more than wings. Enjoy wraps, salads, subs, seafoods, quesadillas, amazing appetizers, and awesome daily lunch food and drink specials. And now, when you can't eat here, order online for pickup at togo.wingsetc.com. It's fast, easy, and convenient. Wings Etc. Grill and Pub at 501 North Silhavy in Valparaiso and online at wingsetc.com.
When it comes to flavor, do you like to mix things up? Find a new match from time to time? For some people, there are too many flavors out there to stay loyal to just one. That's why Hungry Howie's created the Mix and Match menu. Any 2 items for only $5.99 each. So whether you're looking for a delicious time with pizza and a salad, or a sub and Howie bread, or a Pepsi 4-pack and a Howie cookie, we're not judging. In fact, we're encouraging, especially for just $5.99 each.
Hungry?
Howie!
Live on WVUR 95.1 and streaming at WVURTheSource.com, you're listening to the Valpo Sports Radio Network.
And we are back here in the Athletics Recreational Center. I'm Zach Collins, and this is another presentation of Valparaiso women's basketball here on the Valpo Sports Radio Network. We entered the second half early and, well, haven't had much play, just 30 seconds in. And after a very interesting shot clock scenario here, I guess the ball did touch rim. Nothing was really explained overall. No hand signals or anything by the officials. Just called a media timeout. And it's going to be 33-30. UNI is going to be taking the ball underneath their own basket with 18 on the shot clock. So I guess it did touch rim on that last one. I guess that's what the officials were exactly looking for. Inbound pass to Buffoli is going to land in for UNI to start the second half off strong. They're now up 5. And Shea Frederick will cross the timeline here for the Beacons to bring the ball down the floor. Goes near side to Ernest. Top of the key for Brown. Tries to get it to Frederick. It's going to be stolen away by Maya McDermott. She's going to drive this one in right-handed, and that one falls through. Good job by Maya McDermott with those quick hands, finding that one down low. Puts McDermott at 8 points on the night. Frederick now at the V of the Valpo logo. Top of the key here. Goes left side for Morrison. Morrison steps in, tries to find an open lane. Can't. Kicks it back out to Ernest. Ernest does find an open lane. She's stuck underneath the basket. Spin move. Tries to put that one up there with a floater and can't fall through. It's going to be a rebound by Bree Gunnels. Taken by Rucker. Now handed off to McDermott. 4-3. That one falls through. Maya McDermott on fire here so far to start this second half early. UNI 3 of their last 3 led by Maya McDermott. Morrison goes right side for Ernest. Ernest brings it back over, top of the key, gets it to Brown. Brown pump fakes, drives in. Underneath the basket, bounce pass to Frederick. She's now underneath the basket, tries finding with Grace Buffoli. She'll win that battle and get the ball over. Passes to Carly Rucker. Goes right side for Nicole Kroger. Now for Buffoli, back to Rucker. Rucker dribbles in between her legs, guarded by Morrison. She'll go right side. Gets it to Kroger. She tried to go cross court to be blocked away by a Beacon. Morrison's going to get it to Shea Frederick because she's going to try to drive in here. She goes with the right hand, puts that one up, doesn't fall through. But a good take by the super senior of Shea Frederick. UNI is going to take over possession here. Maya McDermott, top of the key, goes right side, finds Carly Rucker. Rucker tries to find someone on the inside. She goes inside, goes on the outside for Kroger. She misses that one. It's going to be rebounded by Grace Buffoli, and a foul is going to be called on the Beacons underneath the basket. It's going to land on number 5, Shea Frederick. She tried battling down underneath with Grace Buffoli to get that ball. That'll be her first and the team's first, as Grace White will check here in the game for the Beacons. White so far only with 2 points in this contest. She's hoping to add quite some few in the second half. Inbound pass to Nicole Kroger. Gets it right side from Maya McDermott. She goes cross court. Finds Rucker. Gets to McDermott. McDermott goes left side for Kroger. Kroger gets it back to Maya McDermott at top of the key. She puts up a long-range three. Airballs that one. Bree Gunnels trying to get that one back in, but she was out of bounds when she last touched that ball. And Valpo is going to be getting the ball here. As UNI has gotten up by 10. Valpo was just within 3 to start the second half. Valpo has not scored so far in over 3 minutes. Shea Frederick gets that ball to Kara Van Kampen. Van Kampen trying to find Ernest on the inside. Can't, goes right side for Grace White. White gets it for Ernest, top of the key. Now right side for Brown. Brown tries driving in. It's going to be a foul. It's going to be on the floor before the shot is taken. Good take by Brown. Foul was just called before. Foul's going to be a number 5, Nicole Kroger. It's going to be Kroger for the Panthers. That'll be her first and the team's first of the second half. Shea Frederick with the ball here. Goes towards the left side. Puts up a left-hander. She's going to be fouled. That one doesn't fall through. So she'll go to the line for a pair.
Second. At the line shooting 2, Shea Frederick.
And that foul is also going to land on the Panthers. That'll be the team's second, and they'll also be on Nicole Kroger as well. That'll be her second, as I mentioned. As Frederick makes her first at the line, the Greenville, Wisconsin native. So far, she's shot 18 of 28 from the line, and now is 20. Has made 20 from the charity stripe so far, 20 of 30 on the season. UNI will take over the ball here, as those are the first 2 points for the Beacons so far here in this third quarter. Floater coming from Rucker. It's going to be tried to rebound by Gunnels. Ernest tried to get that one there. She stole it away, stripped it as Gunnels came down with it and just went out of bounds on that one. UNI is going to take over the possession here as Maya McDermott will inbound on the far side underneath their own basket. Gets it into Carly Rucker. She's on the far side, tries driving in here, puts up the left-hand floater. That one doesn't fall through. Rebound by Grace Buffoli. She's going to kick things back out. Stolen away by Grace White. White driving in, tries to put up a layup. It doesn't go through. Mary Evans looking for the foul on the shot. There should have been one called. Nothing's going to be called here. UNI is going to take over possession. Carly Rucker, 4-3, doesn't fall through. It's going to be stolen away. Gunnels had that rebound, stolen away by Brown, and now taken by Frederick. Shea Frederick going to kick things out, back to Brown. Puts up a pump fake, drives in, left-hand layup. That one gets blocked, but a foul's actually going to be called underneath the basket. It looks like Olivia Brown will be going to the line for a pair.
UNI foul. Kaba Lauby, that's her first, team third.
Foul will be on Kaba Lauby. That'll be her first and the team's third so far of the contest, and it'll send Olivia Brown to the line for a pair. She makes her first, which puts her at 6 of 7 on the season. She's shooting 83% coming into this game here today. And that one doesn't fall through, which puts her at 6 of 8 so far here on the season. Trying to put those both down, but doesn't fall through. UNI looking for some answers here as they're all of their last 5 so far in this game. And Bree Gunnels has that possession. She's going to travel on that one. And a substitution coming in here for the Panthers. Can't see the number just yet as the player hasn't turned it. It will be Sarah McLow coming into the game. Brown now also has 34 points over the last 2 games after entering Sunday's contest with 34 points total for the season. So she's putting up some really good numbers here in these last 2 games. Definitely look out for Olivia Brown throughout the remainder of this season. Van Kampen trying to drive in, kicks it back out to Brown. Brown puts up a 3. That one drains in. Olivia Brown for 3. Wow, what a bucket. Now 37 points for the junior. UNI looking for some answers here. They're all of their last 5. Have had 3 turnovers in the past 3 minutes and 30 seconds. Inside pass to Grace Buffoli. That one will answer the question for Tanya Warren's squad as she puts that one down and in, and will go to the line to finish a 3-point play. Timeout will be called on the floor, which will put us at a timeout as well. UNI 42, Valparaiso 36. We'll be back here after 60 seconds. You're listening to the home of Valparaiso women's basketball here on the Valpo Sports Radio Network.
There's There's no need to fear. The First Source Bank mobile app is here. As fast as a mobile deposit. Built to pay bills instantaneously. Powered to balance budgets. And with a simple tap, a call is placed for that personal touch. All this power is disguised as a mild-mannered app on your phone, ready to fight for your financial freedom.
Yo, this is your cup holder talking. The little round thing between your car seats. Now, I normally have a nice cold bottle of Mountain Dew in me, but at the moment, I'm empty. That's right, no Mountain Dew. Nothing in here but a couple of quarters and a dime. A fully capable cup holder like me just carrying your loose change? Look, I'm not made for loose change. I'm made to keep Mountain Dew within reach at all times, just inches from your hand. So find the store already, grab some Dew, toss it back, then place that bottle where it belongs. Mountain Dew. Do the Dew.
Live on WVUR 95.1 and streaming at WVURTheSource.com, you're listening to the Valpo Sports Radio Network. The MVC Women's Basketball Tournament returns to TaxSlayer Center in Moline, Illinois on March 10th through the 13th. Reserve your seat to hoops in the Heartland by visiting MVCQuadCities.com. Get your tickets today and experience hoops in the Heartland. Valpo currently down in this contest to the UNI Panthers, down by 6. UNI with a 42-36 lead here with 4 minutes and 47 seconds remaining in the third quarter. I'm Zach Collins, listening to the home of Valparaiso women's basketball here on the Valpo Sports Radio Network. Just looking into this third quarter, Valpo's been 1 of 4 on field goals. They're 0 of 2 on their 2-point attempts. 0 of 4 on their 2-point attempts. 1 of 1 on their 3-pointers so far. UNI just 4 of 11 and 1 of 5 on their 3-pointers. UNI actually went on a 3-minute and 30-second scoring drought until a beautiful basket made by Grace Buffoli to put her to the charity stripe. She will be taking one shot here at the line. As so far, we've only seen her take 31. She's 20 of 31 on the season, actually shooting 64.5% from the charity stripe on the season. Out of Eldridge, Iowa, one of the 12 players on this NIU, used to be UNI squad, that are from the state of Iowa. Her father actually played baseball at UNI as she makes that one down. Father played baseball at UNI from 1984 to 1988. So lots of family tradition here in UNI for Buffoli. Valpo's going to take over the possession as White inbounds past that one. Tries to find inside pass to Ernest. She tries to put up the reverse hand layup. That doesn't fall through. And Maya McDermott will bring the ball down the floor. She crosses the charity stripe. McDermott goes left side for Carly Rucker. She goes in the corner for McLaw. McLaw goes up top for Lobe. Now left side for Rucker. Rucker, long-range three. That one doesn't go in. Somehow rebound by Grace Buffoli. And a jump ball as Grace White put her hands on that one as Buffoli tried going down with it. It's going to be a jump ball going Valpo's way. 43-36, 4 minutes, 9 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. Shea Frederick with the ball now here for the Beacons. Screens out top, passes to Kara Van Keppen on the right side. She tries drive again. She loses possession, slaps her hands in frustration, and it will be UNI's ball after that little error by Van Keppen. Saw what she's trying to do there, just drive in, but just wasn't successful in terms of bringing in that drive fully. Maya McDermott now with the ball here for the Panthers. Goes to Lobe. Now to Rucker. Back to McDermott. Now goes all the way in the right corner for Rucker. Now top of the key for McLaw. McLaw drives in, puts that one down and in. Sarah McLaw with a good bucket. Goes up with that right hand and lays that one in. That'll put up McLaw at 5 points here in this contest. Grace White now with the ball. Bounce pass to Van Keppen. Van Keppen with a long-range three. Hits off the top of the rim. Contested by
Grace White as well as Carly Rucker. And Rucker winning that ball is going to be knocked off last off of Grace White's hands. Elise Pitts will check into the game, as well as Nicole Kroger for the Panthers. Inbound pass coming from Buffoli. McDermott's going to slowly take this ball down the floor here for the UNI Panthers. Right side pass for Buffoli. Now top of the key for Kroger. Right side for Rucker. Screen at top. Rucker tries to drive it down. Buffoli puts up another couple of buckets. That'll actually put her at 10 points so far here in this game. 8+ points in the 5th straight game for the freshman. Shea Frederick answering back there with another 2-point bucket for the Beacons. 47-38. Long-range three for McDermott. That one doesn't fall through. Good rebound by McLowell. Kicks that one back out. Shot clock did never start again. Officials saying something over to both benches. 17 seconds now on the shot clock. Have had a few issues with that shot clock here today in this contest. Hand off to Rucker. Left side for McLowell. Back to Rucker. Rucker gets left side for Kroger in the corner for three. That one doesn't fall through. And a battle underneath the basket. And another jump ball is going to be called as Elise Pitts and Sarah McLowell both dove in there to try to get that one. Possession error going UNI's way. So the Panthers will take the ball out underneath their own basket. 2 minutes, 14 seconds remaining here in this third quarter. 47-38. Valpo is currently down in this contest by 9. Maya Dunson will check here into the game. Officials taking quite some time to start play. Dunson practically could have crawled there by the time that the officials were going to start play. Play resumes here as the inbound pass goes to Carly Rucker. Left side for McDermott for three. That one doesn't fall through. It's going to be rebound by McLowell. Back to McDermott, to Rucker, top of the key. Rucker drives right side, right block, passes on the outside. It's going to be fouled on her drive to the basket. It's going to be on Grace White. That will be her third of the contest and the team's third overall here in this quarter. 2 minutes remaining here in the third quarter, as well as UNI will make an inbound pass here underneath their own basket. Gets it to Rucker. Rucker's going to get a screen, goes towards the left side. She's going to put up a long-range three. That one rims out, no good. But Foley and Dunson are going to battle. And a jump ball is going to be called, and Valpo's going to take the basketball. Finally, we're going to see the ball going towards Valpo's side on this one after that ball was over on UNI's side for over a minute. Panthers putting in a sub of Kaba Lobe. So we'll see what she can do here in this contest as Lobe's got 6 points. Leading scorer so far that we've seen for the UNI Panthers has been pretty well of Buffoli and McDermott evenly matching each other as Brown tried to drive in there, trying to dribble around, couldn't find anything, and Olivia Brown gets a turnover there for the Beacons as UNI gets a steal. Bree Gunnels is checking into the game here for the Panthers as well. Valpo not finding too much momentum. UNI over their last 4. Valpo just not able to get anything going so far here late in this third quarter. Carly Rucker, top of the key, dribbles in between her legs, goes right side for Lobe. Now goes for McLowell. McLowell tries to find inside for Rucker. Now Lobe for three. That one bricks out, no good. It's going to be a rebound by Shea Frederick. Frederick's going to have a beautiful bounce pass for Maya Dunson. Good court vision coming from the senior of Shea Frederick to find Dunson underneath the hoop. Rucker, right side pass to McLowell. Left side for Lobe. Now to Kroger. Back to Gunnels. Hands it off to McLowell here. She's on the right side. 40 seconds remaining in this second half as another bucket's put up by Nicole Kroger for the Panthers. 49-40, 25 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. Shot clock and game clock are separated by 3 seconds. Valpo trying to set things up here as they're going to take a last-second shot as they can have the possession. Frederick dribbling the ball on the Homer Drew logo on the far side. She tries driving in, puts up a shot. It's going to be a shot clock violation as that shot is blocked away by the Panthers. Just too much time waiting to take it. Should have went a little bit sooner. Waited till there's only about 8 seconds on the shot clock. Probably should have went with 15 for how this offense has been going. Rucker tries putting up a 3, airballs that one as time expires here in the third quarter to put us at the end of 49-40. Leading into the fourth quarter, we'll see if Valpo can answer back with a couple points to put them back within contention of this game. We'll be right back here. Stay with us here on the Valpo Sports Radio Network. We'll be back in just 60 seconds.
It's that time of year. You can have leftovers. Again. Or you can close that fridge and open up the McDonald's app for something special. Like your favorite crispy chicken sandwich. Now when you buy any crispy chicken sandwich on the McDonald's app, get another one for free. Like the spicy crispy chicken sandwich. It's a deal so good, there won't be any leftovers. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Offer available through December 12th at participating McDonald's. Valid once a day. McD app download and registration required.
You trained for this all year. Endless hours of cardio, conditioning, and weights. And now you are ready. Ready to trek back to your seat from the concession stand. Through the lines, lost fans, and that mascot who wants you to do a little dancey dance, all without spilling a drop of your ice-cold Bud Light. Welcome back to football, sports fans.
Live on WVUR 95.1 and streaming at WVURTheSource.com, you're listening to the Valpo Sports Radio Network. Tonight's broadcast of Valparaiso Women's Basketball is brought to you by Calumet Brewing and Bud Light. It's for the fans. Valpo's fans getting some good action here as the UNI Panthers are leading over the Valparaiso Beacons 49-40. Valpo was able to try to close things out there. They're within 5 late, and UNI just started to go on a run there late in the third quarter. Valpo just not able to knock down too many shots there late at the end of the third quarter. UNI was 1 of 11 in three-pointers in the third quarter overall, and they're actually 8-0 on their offensive rebounds in the third quarter. You know, we just saw a pretty slow third quarter. As I mentioned, Valpo, not very good in terms of third quarter play. They really come alive when it comes time when the fourth period happens. So it'll be interesting to see how they play coming in with some momentum, if they're going to have any momentum here in the fourth quarter, because UNI seems to have their side going here as late in the third quarter. They didn't do too well, however. They're up 9 despite Rucker just being held to 4 points. She's 1 of 14. She averages around 13.5 points per game. It's unlike her to really see her. Last season, she actually put up her career high at Valpo in the last game. She had 32 points and was one of the only Panthers in double figures in most matchups. She's a very good player. We're just really not seeing her do too well. She does, however, have a season high of 7 assists. UNI has 15 assists on 19 made baskets here in this game. So we are seeing her do some good things here, just not too much in the scoring column of tonight's contest. Rucker is going to pass to Gunnels here on the left side. Now top of the key for Lobe. Right side for Buffoli. Now ball obtained by Rucker. Goes to Kroger. Back to Rucker, top of the key. 10 on the shot clock. Rucker driving towards that left side. Pass to Gunnels. This one's for 3. That one falls through in the corner. And it's going to be a foul on Grace White
as that one falls through and that basket will count. Now Bree Gunnels is going for the 4-point play. She's 87.5% from the charity stripe this season. Her mother actually played basketball at Lebec Community College. In for luck, before every game, she always puts on the left shoe before the right shoe. And I guess that luck answered there for her as she finished the 4-point play. Something you don't see very often. Valpo will take over here. Dunson passes right side for Ernest. She tries driving in, can't find anywhere around Bree Gunnels. Ernest putting up the shot, will get fouled on that attempt there. Foul will be on Bree Gunnels, and that'll be her third and the team first. Ernest will go to the line for two. Ernest just at 67.9% on the season out of Stevens Point, Wisconsin, and actually was a very, very good golfer in high school as she puts that one in the first. She actually made the high school state tournament in Wisconsin, so a very good golfer and a very good basketball player. Wish I could take some of your talents, Leah Ernest. She does split the pair, however. 53-41. Valpo just down by 12 here in the fourth quarter. 9 minutes, 10 seconds remaining. Rucker goes left side for Croker, top of the key. Now right side for Rucker. She brings it more towards that left side for Croker. Goes cross court for McLobe. Excuse me, it's going to be Lobe, and she's going to travel on that one.
Basketball.
Seeing an even slow start to the fourth quarter. UNI putting in Sarah McLowell. Lobe on that last one did travel. Waiting to start play here. Maya McDermott also checking in for the Panthers as well as Frederick gets that ball to Leah Ernest, top of the key. Ernest, she's going to try driving into the right side once again. Gets stopped on the inside. Passes out for Shea Frederick for three. That one doesn't fall through. Rebound by Elise Pitts. Kicks it out to Mayan Dunson. And now to Olivia Brown. She'll point for Dunson to go towards that left side. Gets it to Ernest. Ernest gets it to Dunson. Dunson trying to drive in. Puts up the floater at the spin move. And it falls through for Maya Dunson. Puts Valpo back within 10. UNI 53, Valpo 43. Rucker gets it to McLowell. Now pass to Buffoli. Gets it to Kroger. Now back to Maya McDermott on the left side. Picks it up with Rucker at top of the key. Gets to McLowell. That one's for three. That doesn't fall through. Haven't seen her on too many three-point attempts so far this season. She's just shooting 22%. Frederick tries driving in. Doesn't get that one. And the official from the far side calling that foul. Foul will land on Grace Buffelli. That'll be her first and the team's third here of the contest, which will bring Shea Frederick to the line for a pair. Frederick was actually 36 nationally in steals last season with the Beacons. Was one of the top players for Valpo and was one of the better free throw shooters in the Valley last season as she makes them both at the line. Good by Frederick to make them both. Puts it within 8. UNI just unable to score here. And actually trying to go with something here as Kroger tries putting up a three. That one doesn't fall through. It's going to be rebounded by Maya Dunson. Kicked out to Shea Frederick. Frederick, top of the key, tries going down to Olivia Brown. It's going to be stolen away as it was knocked away by Nicole Kroger. And Grace Buffoli bring the ball down the floor here. Gets it to Rucker. She's at the P of the Valpo logo. 7 minutes and 24 seconds remaining here in this contest. Rucker gets to McDermott. That one's for three. That just rims out. It's going to be rebounded by Elise Pitts. Frederick gets down low to Leah Ernest. She puts this one up and scores. We got a game here for you, folks. 53-47. Valpo's trying to bring things back into play. Maya McDermott, top of the key. Valpo on a 7-0 run. UNI trying to answer with a score. Almost stolen there by Elise Pitts as she falls down to the floor. Somehow obtained by Maya McDermott. McDermott gets it to Rucker. Rucker goes back to McDermott towards that right side on the outside of the perimeter. She tries driving in. Gets it to Buffoli. Buffoli tries putting up a shot. Not good. If she gets her own rebound and puts that one up, that one falls through and in. Grace Buffoli with a good shot there off that attempt. Frederick tried driving in on that one. It gets fouled. It looks like that one will be on the floor. That'll be a Maya McDermott, her second, and the team's third. Valp will take the ball out of bounds here. Frederick will take the ball out of bounds underneath their own basket. Gets it into Ernest. Ernest on the far side. Tries driving in. At the right block, she's going to travel. Just move that pivot foot a little bit too much there. She slid. Looked like it was a little bit slick there on that right block as she slid a little bit with that pivot foot. UNI will take over the possession here. Bree Gunnels will check back in here for the Panthers as McDermott will pass to Rucker. Goes left side for Kroger. Back to Rucker. Top of the key. Rucker tried to drive on the left side. It's going to be fouled by Maya Dunson. Dunson puts her arms up thinking, what did I do on that one? A little bit of a reach in there. When you reach around the body, you're going to get the foul call just about every time. Officials do call it there. Inbound pass for McDermott goes to Rucker. Rucker on the far side, dribbles in between the legs. Tries to find an open gap, goes cross court, finds Gunnels. Gunnels puts up a jumper. That one doesn't fall in. It's going to be rebounded by Leah Ernest. 55-47, 5:45 remaining here in this game. Valpo down, UNI up. Shea Frederick getting it to Leah Ernest. She's at top of the key here. Dribbles with the left hand. Gets it to Dunson. Dunson drives in. Left hand layup. That one just doesn't fall through. Had to have a little bit more momentum. Had a little bit more of a jump. She's just flat-footed on that one. Bree Gunnels tries putting up a bucket. It's going to be rebounded by Ernest once again here. Frederick at the Valley logo. Bounce pass to Dunson. This one's for three. That one doesn't fall through as it falls short. It's going to be rebounded by Maya McDermott. UNI, one of their last 7 here. They're trying to answer back here on this offensive possession. McDermott drives in, puts up a shot. That one doesn't fall through. Grace Buffoli's going to jump on in there, and it's going to be a jump ball, and Valpo's going to get possession there on that one as the possession arrow fares their way. We're going to take a timeout here as we're 4 minutes and 52 seconds remaining here in this fourth quarter. UNI 55, Valparaiso 47. You're listening to the home of Valparaiso women's basketball here on the Valpo Sports Radio Network. We'll be back with you just in 60 seconds.
Minutes still matter when it comes to medical emergencies. Chest pain, severe abdominal pain, headache, high fever, and other emergencies need fast medical care. So please, don't put off getting care in an emergency. Northwest Health has implemented strict safety standards so that you can come to us confidently, knowing we are providing a safe place with quality care. Visit northwesthealthercare.com or call 911 in an emergency.
TicketSmarter is glad we are back to holding live events. If you are looking to buy tickets to the best sports, concerts, and theater events, all at the very best price, look no further than TicketSmarter.com or on the app. Buying tickets at TicketSmarter will help support children in need. For every ticket transaction on TicketSmarter, $1 will be donated to a children's charity. TicketSmarter is proud to be the official ticketing partner of bowl season. TicketSmarter, a smarter way to buy tickets. Live on WVUR 95.1 and streaming at WVURTheSource.com, you're listening to the Valpo Sports Radio Network.
Terry's Discount Windows and More is a locally owned and family-owned and operated business which has served Northwest Indiana since 2003. Terry's has been voted Best Window, Siding, and Door Company by the Northwest Indiana Times for 7 straight years. Call 219-476-0400 for Terry's Discount Windows. You'll be glad you called. Valpo trying to answer their calling here. They're down by 8, 55-47 here. 4 minutes and 52 seconds remaining in this contest. I'm Zach Collins. Let's just look over some of the things that have happened here. We're seeing a player of Grace Foley just be outstanding overall. She has had 13 rebounds or more for the second time in the last 13 games. She had 19 rebounds versus Idaho on December 18th. Then they played Oregon State the following day. What a game for her so far. We're seeing her just play lights out. 12 rebounds, 13 points with a double-double. Valpo, on the other hand, we're seeing a very good player of Olivia Brown with 16 points. She's playing pretty outstanding, shooting 6 of 8, 3 of 3 overall from outside of the perimeter. Let's hope that this Valpo team can answer back and revolve around Brown here and put up some points of their own. Grace White's going to be inbounding here. UNI putting the whole team up to press. We'll see if Valpo's able to capitalize on this press here as they come off pretty easily. Frederick brings the ball quickly down the floor for the Beacons. Frederick drives in, loses possession of it. A foul's going to be called. However, before the shot, looks like it's going to be on the floor. It's going to be on Maya McDermott for the Panthers. That'll be her third and the team fourth. That foul was on the floor. Frederick's going to inbound the ball underneath their own basket. Gets it into Grace White. White drives in, right-hander. That one doesn't fall through. Tried to get her own rebound, but wasn't able to as Nicole Croker snuck in there and got the rebound instead. Carly Rucker bring the ball down the floor here. Gets it to Buffoli. Buffoli kicks it right side for Gunnels. Gunnels drives in, hits off the top of the rim, and Elise Pitts is bringing the ball down the floor quickly here. She's going to put off on the brakes. Kicks it out to Ernest. Down top of the key for Frederick. Tries to find an open lane. 4 minutes, 8 seconds here. 55-47, UNI with the lead. Ernest right side for White. White dribbles. Gets it to Brown, top of the key. Back to White on the far right corner. She tries driving in, right block, puts up the right hander, and that one scores for Grace White. Valpo now just down by 6 here. It's a tight game. UNI just one of their last 9. Haven't scored in the last 2 minutes, 40 seconds. They're looking for an answer here. Nicole Kroger. Bounce passes to Maya McDermott. McDermott can't find anyone on the inside. McDermott driving herself. Kicks it out to Rucker. Rucker gets it to Kroger. This one's for 3. That one just touches glass, doesn't fall in. And a big shot for, Carly Rucker on that one. Ball just touched glass. Rucker was already running down the other side of the floor, picked up the ball, realized there's a second left, and just threw it up there. You could see how surprised she was as she got that ball. Valpo will now bring the ball down the floor after the shot clock violation of the Panthers. Grace White goes right side for Leah Ernest. She's top of the key. Goes to Olivia Brown. Pump fake as usual. She goes back to Elise Pitts on the right side. Pitts drives in, puts up a shot. That one falls through, and the bucket's going to count. Elise Pitts with a good drive in. And she has a chance for the three-point play.
Team 5, Pitts at the line, 1 shot.
What a play for Elise Pitts. Foul's going to be a number 3, Carly Rucker. That'll be her first and the team's 5th. As Pitts will finish off the three-point play. Elise Pitts with 5 points in this contest here. And Valpo is going to take a timeout, a 30-second timeout, so we'll stay here with you. MVC student-athletes are positively impacting the communities where they live by sharing views and fostering a climate for change for future Valley pioneers. To learn more about mobilizing Voices for Change, visit MVC-sports.com/OneValley. Valpo is currently on a 12-2 run over the last 6 minutes and 20 seconds. UNI has only been one of their last 10, has not scored in over 3 minutes and 32 seconds, and has not had anything outside of a 2-point bucket out of the last 6 minutes and 30 seconds for the Panthers. Officials blowing the whistle as some of the ball girls were wiping down the floor there. It is important. You do want the floor not to be slick as you fall. Carly Rucker tried to pass inside to Grace Buffoli, but rather it's intercepted by Leah Ernest. Downside pass to Grace White. It's going to be out of bounds. They're going to call a travel on White. Now that, I don't know about that call. She had possession. She had the feet down. I don't know. That's a tough call to make for an official. It's made. White unhappy, but we continue play here anyway. Left side for McDermott. That one's for three. She misses that one in the corner. It's going to be rebounded by White. Frederick bring the ball down here as Valpo just needs a three-pointer to tie things up. Frederick gets it out to White. Back to Frederick, top of the key. She signals up. Pitts will try to screen up. Gets it to Brown on the right side. Brown gets it to Pitts. Pitts tries driving on the inside. Kicks it out to Grace White. This one's for three, and this one's in! Grace White for the three-pointer to tie up the game at 55. 2 minutes to go. McDermott to Rucker. Gets it to Grace Buffoli. Buffoli bounce pass to Kroger. Gets it back to Rucker. Rucker goes left side to Nicole Kroger. Gets it back to McDermott, top of the key. McDermott drives left side, puts up a shot off the glass. That one doesn't fall through, but the foul's going to be called beforehand. Looks like that one's going to be on the floor. It's going to be a blocking foul. It's going to be on number 4, Elise Pitts. That'll be her second and the team third. And actually, they are going to call on the shot on that one. And Maya McDermott will go to the line for two, just shooting 64% on the season. She misses the first one. As a freshman, she was actually on the MVC All-Freshman team in 2021 and MVC Newcomer of the Week last season, just around this same time of January 25th, 2021, as she splits the pair. Valpo now down by just one. 1 minute, 35 seconds left to go here in the fourth quarter. Grace White with the ball. Pump fakes. Goes right side for Shea Frederick. It's going to be intercepted by Maya McDermott. It's going to be Maya McDermott. It's going to be a last touch by her as well as that one goes out of bounds. Olivia Brown's going to inbound the ball right in front of the Valpo bench on the far side. And it looks like the officials are going to look this one over on the last play as well. So the play will be under review here. Just going to review who last touched it as that one went out of bounds. Always a tough call to make as an official. That's why you have review, though. Looking into just some of these stats, UNI has not scored since 6 minutes and 32 seconds of the fourth quarter, other than just the last bucket just made of the free throw there. But other than that, they haven't been scoring. They're just one of their last 11. And as I mentioned, no field goals in quite some time. Also, Valpo 3 of their last 3 overall. Valpo's actually trying to raise a double-figure deficit and win for the 11th time of Mary Evans' era. One of the first 10 was last season's victory over UNI exactly 1 year ago today. As it is Friday, January 7th, their first matchup last season between both of these teams was on January 7th as well. Valpo actually did win in that game, so Valpo hoping a year later to do the same exact thing. Valpo does get the possession here as it was last out of bounds by Maya McDermott. Brown will inbound the ball for the Beacons on the far side, right in front of the Valpo bench. She gets it into White. Grace White guarded by Buffoli. Gets it to Brown at top of the key. Brown hands it off to Leah Ernest. 6 seconds on the shot clock. Gets it down to Olivia Brown for 2. Puts Valpo up by 1. 57-56, 110 here in the fourth quarter. McDermott goes right side for Rucker. Rucker puts up a floater, and that one falls through. UNI now with the 1-point lead. Shea Frederick bring the ball quickly down the floor here. 55 seconds left to go here in this contest. Frederick drives it, puts up the layup, and scores! Shea Frederick with the left-hander. Maya McDermott, that'll be on her. That'll be her fourth. And UNI over 5 fouls here in the fourth quarter. Frederick will go to the line for one to finish out the three-point play. And let's see what she does here as she puts that one in. That'll put Valpo up by 2. And UNI is going to call a timeout. Wow, fans, what a game we've got for you here. Valpo at one point was down by 10 points coming into this fourth quarter. Valpo now with the 2-point lead. 52.2 seconds left to go here. Valpo 60, UNI 58. UNI led by as many as actually 13 points in this game at the 9-minute and 35-second mark of the fourth quarter. Valpo's just been on fire here. 19 versus UNI's 9 overall in the fourth quarter. Valpo just able to capitalize on just about every opportunity that they've been given so far here. UNI is going to inbound the ball. Carly Rucker is going to be here on the near side, right in front of the Homer Drew logo of the floor. She's looking to get an inbound pass. She gets it in to Grace Buffoli. Buffoli goes right back to Rucker on the left side. Rucker slowing things up here. She's going to try to now drive in. Bounce pass to Bree Gunnell. She puts up a shot. That one's no good. Rebound by Elise Pitts. Valpo should slow things up here. Just 33 seconds remaining. Shot clock and game clock separated by 8 seconds. Mary Evans signaling to their players where exactly she wants them positioned as Frederick dribbling the ball. Now just 20 seconds. Valpo 60, UNI 58. Frederick goes towards the left side. 7 on the shot clock now. She spins. Goes out to Brown. She puts up a 3. That one bricks off. No good. It's going to be a rebound by Maya McDermott. Just 5 seconds on the shot clock here. She tries driving down. Gets it to Carly Rucker. This one's for 3, and it's no good. And Valpo will take the win. Valpo's going to get their first Valley win of the season and puts the Panthers at their first Valley loss in their first Valley game of the season as Shea Frederick falls to the floor at the center circle after the big Valpo win. What a game. What a place. What an atmosphere here at Valpo. Valpo's going to take their third win of the season. They're going to end up being 3-11 overall and 1-2 in conference play. UNI will be 7. They were 7-4 previously. That'll put them at 7-5 on the season, and 0-1 to start conference play. And man, what a game this was! Again, Valpo 60, UNI 58. And you could not have asked for any better of a game than what we got here today. Because holy cow, you just saw both of these teams continue to battle it back and forth. And one thing that was really particularly special, Olivia Brown, 18 points, 7 of 10, 1 rebound. Just a phenomenal game as we're going to be joined by a head coach of the Valparaiso Beacons here, Mary Evans. And just a very exciting game as she gets set up here. And first off, Coach, I just got to ask you, how do you feel after a big win like that?
That was fun. I mean, that was fun. And, you know, we only had 8 players tonight. And I think everybody that played tonight contributed across the board, and really proud of the way they stayed together. They didn't hang their heads when some things went wrong tonight. And they just kept fighting, and they made the plays when they needed to make the plays late in the game. So really proud. Hats off to them. They did a fantastic job, and I'm lucky to get to coach such a great group of young women. Now, Coach, this is your first game back after being out because of the health and safety regulations. Yeah. And, I mean, what a game to return back from. They played pretty well against Missouri State, just not able to get that win there against the Bears in that contest. And now that you come here, you play the Panthers, and you're able to beat them. You're down by 13 points at one point in the fourth quarter, able to come back,
Just how did you do that? Talk us through that process.
I thought they really locked in defensively. I told them at halftime if they wanted to win this game, they needed to hold them to a 25-point second half, and they just did. And I wasn't sure that was going to happen after the third quarter and all the offensive rebounds we gave them in the third quarter, along with giving them 16 points. So, they locked in defensively. I think we found a unit in the Morehead State and the Detroit game that finishes games really well. They defend really well, and they do a good job working together offensively. And I think they came in and they finished off that fourth quarter. And, Elise Pitts made some huge plays down the stretch. In the most minutes she's had here in the last year and a half. And, 5 rebounds for one of the smallest kids on the court. Just super proud of the way she stepped up for her team tonight. And, Maya, I thought, came in the fourth quarter and really did a great job defensively in rebounding the basketball. And it's a team effort. Pretty much everybody but one player that played tonight scored. So really, really proud of the way they played tonight. And UNI is a tough team. They're a really good team. They scared the bejesus out of me with the way they can shoot the basketball. And we gave them way too many threes early. We gave them a ton of threes the whole game, but we gave the really good shooters too many threes, I think, early in the game, and they got off to a good start. So we locked in and held them to 2 threes there in the second half as well. So, hung tight on the boards. So just proud of this group.
Now, one thing that's very impressive, we're seeing Olivia Brown. In these last 2 games, she's had more points in the last 2 combined than all season long up until this point. Just talk to us about her process, because we're seeing an entirely different player out of her in the last couple games.
Yeah, I think opportunity, right? Like we've got some kids that have played previous seasons that have carried a lot of minutes for us, and so sometimes it's probably my fault, but as a coach, you get really comfortable with certain kids on the floor, and it's hard to take them off the floor. And so I think finding minutes for her early in the season was hard, and obviously with Carrie going down right after Christmas with the injury, she kind of got thrown in at trial by fire, and she was good in practice. She's been really, really good in practice, and she's caught on to what we do extremely well. And so I wasn't really worried about her stepping into the shoes, to be quite honest. And Carrie's a really good player, but so is Olivia. Olivia's a good offensive player. She's a good defender, and so she's really been able to step into those shoes. And I'm excited mostly about when we get Carrie back, and then we've just instantly gotten a lot deeper. So I think we're finding some things right now, and this team's sticking together, and they're having fun together. And they went through a tremendous amount of adversity over the last 7 days with everything that happened, and people, in practice and out of practice, and coaches in practices and out of practices. And through all of that, I think they kept their composure, and they've kept playing really good basketball. And like I said, I'm really proud of this group. I don't know how else to express it, but it took a lot of maturity to what they've gone through over the last 10 days. And I told them the other day, we can't understand why we're going through this, but we have to trust that it's only going to make us stronger, and it's going to build our character. And I think they showed a lot of character tonight.
That's probably the most character I've seen in this team. Number 1 all season, and number 2 probably in the past 2 seasons. Just played an outstanding game against the Panthers here today. And Shea Frederick also playing an outstanding game. 13 points, 3 rebounds, 5 assists here in this contest. We're start to see her getting more points on the board. Earlier she's only in single digits early in the season. Now she's getting back into double digits. Finally seeing her in some action. Just talk about Shea Frederick as well.
She's tough, and I thought she had opportunities to get even more points tonight, and had some really good takes to the basket where there was quite a bit of contact. And we're not going to expect an official to bail us out with a foul. We've got to finish those, and I think she did that late in the game, and had some and-one opportunities. But she's a special player. She's a competitor. For some reason, UNI's always brought out the best in her. I don't know if it's Rucker and her like to go head-to-head with each other, but she's always played really, really well against this team, and I'm glad she's I'm glad she's a beacon. Whoopsie.
Well, we almost went to a different place there. Different years here over here.
Glad she's a beacon.
We do it all the time here, I promise. One player that you were able to stop really here defensively was Carly Rucker. She came into this game averaging 13.5 points per game. You just held her to 6. Just talk about the defensive pressure you put on UNI as well, especially with Rucker.
I think everybody, it was a collective effort. I think we knew where she was. We were switching quite a bit, which I think kept her on her toes. I thought our bigs, when they switched onto her, did a good job of keeping space, so she didn't feel like she could just shoot the 3, but it made it a lot more difficult for them to get to the rim. And I thought we challenged a lot of her shots, even her jump shots. I thought we had a hand up and we challenged them. And, she's a kid. Like, she could come out here if we played tomorrow, and she could make a lot of those shots that she missed. She's so talented. But you have to try to make her take the most difficult shots possible and hope that she has a night where they're not going in. But she's a phenomenal, phenomenal basketball player, and I love watching that kid play.
Now, any final thoughts before we close out our interview here today, Coach?
No, I'm going to go have some fun with them, and we're going to enjoy this tonight, and then we're going to figure out how to guard Drake tomorrow and try to come in here and have another fun one on Sunday.
Well, Coach, thank you once again for joining us on our post-game show, and congratulations on a big win here for your first conference win of the season. So thank you for joining us once again.
Awesome. Thank you.
Now, it's head coach of the Valparaiso Beacons, Mary Evans, joining us here on our post-game show. It's always a pleasure to be able to talk with her after every game, especially a game where she gets a big win this season. And, wow, what a game here. Welcome again to our Lakeshore Bone and Joint post-game show. And we just have to look at some of the stats here before we close things out. As always, we love talking to Mary Evans. She always comes up here right after the game, so you can't get the stats in. So, of course, you kind of listen to and learn the stats through what we're talking about. But, of course, we'll get into some of the stats here for both of these teams. Starting off with the Panthers, they shot just 32% from the field. They're 22 of 68 overall. Shot 26% from the 3, 9 of 34. Was 83% from the charity stripe of 5 and 6. Had 11 turnovers, 11 points off those turnovers. 38 total rebounds, 22 defensively, and 16 offensively. You mentioned even head coach Mary Evans mentioning that they really have to work on not letting teams get more offensive rebounds, because in that game they had quite a few offensive rebounds, 16. I believe it was 8 and 8 split in the halves in itself. Second chance points, they had 4. Bench points, they had 11. 26 points in the paint and 8 fast break points, 2 blocks, 7 steals, and 16 assists. Looking at some of the players themselves, I mean, man, just leading the way was Grace Buffoli. I mean, just playing an outstanding game overall. She had a double-double in this contest here. She had 13 points, 12 rebounds, 1 assist, shot 6 of 12, 50% from the field overall. Then Maya McDermott, 12 points, 4 of 14, 3 of 11, and had 4 rebounds and 3 assists in this contest. Falling behind her was Nicole Kroger. And as I mentioned, coming into this game, she only had 2 points over the last 6 games overall. So she really woke up here and started playing some really good basketball. 10 points, 4 of 10, and 3 of 7 from outside the perimeter with 2 rebounds. Following behind her were 3 players, each scoring 6, of Rucker, Gunnels, and Lobe. Each was 6. And Rucker and Kroger each had 2 rebounds. I did forget to mention that as well. Then looking to finish things off were Sarah McLow. She had 5 points overall for the Panthers. And we also saw Caitlin Morgan as well as number 33, Kiana Barney, getting some playing time but did not score in this contest. Looking at the Valparaiso Beacons, they shot 50% from the field. They were 24 of 48 with 31% from the 3, 4 of 13 overall. It's very different to see a Valpo team under Mary Evans shoot 4 of 13 from outside the perimeter. We're used to seeing them shoot quite a lot more threes, so not too many threes here in tonight's contest for the Beacons. They shot 67% from the charity stripe of 8 and 12, 16 turnovers with 13 points off those turnovers. They had 31 total rebounds, 20 on the defensive side, and just 3 offensive rebounds overall on the night for the Beacons. They had 5 second chance points, 18 bench points coming off in this game with only 8 players. That means 3 players helped contribute to 18 points in this contest here. 40 points in the paint, 10 fast break points, 4 blocks, 5 steals, and 13 assists. They led for only 1 minute and 5 seconds of this game. UNI led for 38 minutes and 1 second. Valpo was able to take the win, however, 60-58. Leading in scoring for the Beacons, as I mentioned to Mary Evans, was Olivia Brown. 18 points, 7 of 10, 1 rebound in this game. Really played her heart out here tonight in this contest and just played a stellar matchup against the Panthers. Falling behind her was Shea Frederick with 13 points, 4 of 11, 3 rebounds, 5 assists in the game. Falling behind her was Leah Ernest with 9 points. She shot 50% from the field and had 8 rebounds. Just needed a couple more points and a couple more rebounds to have a double-double here in this game. Falling behind her is Grace White. She had 7 points, 3 of 6 from the field. Falling behind her was Maya Dunson with 6. Elise Pitts getting her first points of the season now with 5 here in this contest. Falling behind her was Cara Van Kempen with 2. And finishing things out, did not score, was Caitlin Morrison. Did not play too much in this contest as well either. Man, what a game we had for you here today. Valparaiso getting their first conference win over UNI. A very good team. Two of these teams both matching up, playing some stellar basketball here today. And man, what a game we had for you here. And man, what a game we got for you on Sunday, too, as Valparaiso will be taking on the Drake Bulldogs on January 9th. That game taking place at 1 p.m. And UNI taking on Loyola. They're going to be traveling to Chicago. That is going to be on Sunday as well. Same start time for them as well for that game. We're going to finish off our post-game show here, so we hope that you join us tomorrow, Saturday, January 8th, on the Valpo Sports Radio Network, as the men's team will take on the University of Northern Iowa. As myself, Zach Collins, will have that call for you at 6 o'clock with a pregame show starting at 5:30 p.m. We'd like to give a quick thanks to our sponsors who made tonight's broadcast possible, including Hungry Howie's, First Source Bank, Allegiance Credit Union, Culver's, Holiday Inn Express, Lakeshore Bone and Joint, Royal Excursions, Wink, etc., Berkshire Hathaway, Howland Feller, Pepsi, Bud Light, Terry's Discount Windows, Northwest Health, and Ticket Smarter. We'd also like to thank our engineer who made tonight's broadcast possible with Billy Pouch in studio, and make sure to join his show and tune into his show of Oddities and Odysseys next semester. It's a great show. He does a great job. One of the best music directors we could ask for WVUR. Tonight's presentation of Valparaiso basketball has been an exclusive presentation of Van Wagner Sports and Entertainment. The GM for Van Wagner for Valpo is David Kay. This broadcast is an exclusive presentation of Valparaiso women's basketball here on WVUR 95.1 FM, and any reproduction, retransmission, or other use of this broadcast without the express written consent of WVUR is prohibited. General Manager of WVUR is Garrett Willis. The sports director for WVUR is Jeremy Lupke, and the programming for WVUR is myself, Zach Collins. Once again, your final score here from the Arc. Valpo wins 60-58 over the UNI Panthers. I'm Zach Collins. Thank you for listening to another presentation of Valparaiso basketball here on the Valpo Sports Radio Network. Enjoy what is left of your Friday night. Don't tax and drive, and have a great weekend as we say good night from the Vale of Paradise.
There are sports bars everywhere these days, but there's only one place for award-winning jumbo wings, bigger beers, and better food and drink values all week long. Wings Etc. Grill and Pub. We're so much more than wings. Enjoy wraps, salads, subs, seafoods, quesadillas, amazing appetizers, and awesome daily lunch food and drink specials. And now, when you can't eat here, order online for pickup at togo.wingsetc.com. It's fast, easy, and convenient. Wings Etc. Grill and Pub at 501 North Silhavy in Valparaiso, and online at wingsetc.com.
Do you hear that? That's the sound of Hungry Howie's hot, real mozzarella cheese melting over a bed of dough made fresh today. And flavored crust loaded with any combination of our mouth-watering flavored crust flavors. You probably didn't think Irresistible had a sound. Well, it does now. Now get a meal deal for any budget starting at the irresistible price of just $5.99.
Hungry Howie!
That was another presentation of Valparaiso Beacon Athletics on the Source 95 and the Valpo Sports Radio Network. Any reproduction, retransmission, or other use of this broadcast without the expressed written consent of the Source 95 management is prohibited. We thank you for listening to today's event as we now return you to regularly scheduled programming on the Source 95 WVUR-FM Valparaiso, the Valpo Sports Radio Network.